Hey, you are not crazy. The world is changing. But you have a dream. A dream that people tell you is a waste of time, a waste of energy, a dream that is impossible. You've heard all of this over and over again, bombarded with doubts, exhausted by the constant dismissal, navigating through a system that always feels like it's working against you. And amidst all these moving parts, nothing ever seems to fall into place. So here's the truth. There is a different way, a different path, a reality where dreams aren't just chased, they're exceeded. A place where we were told was impossible until we made it possible. A place where you can imagine your future and create it. A place where you can truly belong. Bring your impossible to the Emirates.
Welcome to the most powerful network ever created with a singular focus: to elevate Black international entrepreneurs and businesses to new heights. The Black and Global Business Network brings together people, places, and resources to empower you to thrive in international business and tax landscapes. This is the network for Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals, where you come to grow, expand, and scale your impact worldwide. Here, you'll learn to access the resources and connections needed to take your services across borders and unlock the full potential of your business. Today, we proudly present our 4th annual Virtual International Trade Summit, a testament to the progress we've made in the last 4 years, connecting Black entrepreneurs with boundless global opportunities. In May 2022, we strengthened our global reach during trade missions across Europe, Italy, Spain, and Portugal, where we forged critical partnerships. In October 2022, we explored fresh possibilities in the Caribbean through our Doing Business in the Caribbean Summit. One of our proudest moments came in 2022, when we signed a partnership agreement with Canto, the Caribbean Association of National Telecommunication Organizations in Palmarbo, Suriname, South America, opening doors to the telecommunication industry throughout the Caribbean. In 2023, our trade mission spans South Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria, deepening our engagement with Africa's dynamic economies and uncovering powerful insights for growth in key African markets. Later that year, we stepped into North American markets with a successful trade business conference, including to Canada and Mexico, helping Black businesses tap into new opportunities. This year, in 2024, we expanded our influence in Central and South America through a successful trade mission to Panama, Costa Rica, and Colombia. And now, we're thrilled to host this year's annual Virtual International Trade Summit, an incredible opportunity to unlock new horizons in the Middle East. This is our time. Let's seize the billions in global opportunities waiting for us and build a legacy that will uplift generations. Join the movement. Empower your business. Go global. Middle East is looking to do business with you. Bring your impossible to the Middle East.
Welcome to the Black and Global Business Network Virtual International Trade Summit, our 4th year, and this year we're focused on doing business in the Middle East. Today is day 2. Why the Middle East? Because as we showed you yesterday, the sheer volume of business opportunity that is happening in the Middle East is difficult to wrap your mind around it. And we're not being figurative, we are being literal. That means that projects are being built, cities are being built, hotels are being built, industries are being built, educational institutions are being built. There's an entire region that needs your product and service. So instead of saying, well, I don't fit there, ask yourself, how do you fit there? So today in day 2, we're going to take our conversation a lot deeper. And we're going to be talking about current trade opportunities in the Middle East. We want to be more specific, drilling down to what are some of the opportunities. Not all, we can't cover all of them, because as you see, for each country, there's a different vision 2020, there's a different vision 2030, or a different vision 2040 plan. But your goal is to figure out, how do you get these opportunities? We're going to be talking about access to capital, forming partnerships in the Middle East. How do you do that? How do you open doors? And at iTradeWorld.ai, this is the platform where you can come and do this. And then we're going to have a very key conversation about Black youth in the global economy, leadership in the Black community, helping our young people to be global leaders in the next millennia. And we're going to have B2B matchmaking sessions. And you're going to have the opportunity to actually go and meet with different businesses to buy from you around the world. You'll have the opportunity to go and meet with different companies to sell your products and services. And so day 2 is geared to help you really focus on how you're able to grow your business from Black and local to Black and global. Day 2, everybody.
The Black and Global Business Network Company team.
Melissa Muhammad is CEO and founder from Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Kamar Mohammed is the International Business Development Specialist from Chicago, Illinois.
Case Lane is head of global operations from Los Angeles, California.
Desiree Tari is Chief Finance Officer from Gardendale, Alabama.
Ben Geiling is Chief of Staff from Philippines.
Miracle Ihajimba is Outreach Manager from Rwanda.
Ralph Margan is Community Manager from Philippines.
Narian Kayugan is Digital Marketing Specialist from Philippines.
Rashil Neem is Digital Marketing Specialist from Philippines.
Precious Wanyin Wu is our intern from Nigeria. Connect with us at the Black and Global Business Network.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. I believe everyone's from, all around the world. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Dr. Lene Javette, and I'm going to have the pleasure of introducing our first speakers of this morning. I will get started with Dr. Ghada Darwish Carbon. Dr. Ghada Darwish Carbon is the founder and managing partner of Dr. Ghada M. Darwish Carbon Law Firm since 2012 that is swiftly growing and committed while taking pride in providing outstanding services in all major legal fields. She is currently achieving 11 years of professional experience in the legal field and continuously seeking career challenges in the business. She has a deep inclination for women empowerment and strong-willed leadership for young ones. Presently finishing her PhD in administrative law, recently done with her executive master's in sports law, and earned her master's degree in public law and bachelor's degree in Sharia and law, respectively. She enjoys traveling for leisure while immersing herself in diverse cultures and having a keen eye for art. Our next speaker also will be Andreas Hayes. Andreas O'Hayes is the president and CEO of the Artefe Group, an organization focused on enhancing international presence for various entities. He previously served as the Director for International Trade and Commerce in Washington, D.C. from 2019 to 2022, where he successfully attracted foreign direct investment and developed the city's first international business strategy. His efforts positioned Washington, D.C. as a significant hub for international business, supporting local companies and expanding their operations globally. With citizenship in the United States and residency in the UAE, Hayes has built strong relationships for strategic investments. With 25 years of experience in banking and hospitality, Hayes has held prominent roles, including regional manager at Visa International and senior vice president overseeing major card operations centers in the Americas and Europe. He has also managed notable restaurants in Washington, D.C. and founded AH Consulting Firm. Actively involved in the local community, he has served on various boards, including the D.C. Chamber of Commerce and Scout International. His commitment to fostering global citizenship through education is evident in his role with Education for Sharing, an international nonprofit organization. Our third speaker will be Kevin Wayne Johnson. Kevin Wayne Johnson is the founder and CEO of the Johnson Leadership Group, LLC, a leadership development and executive coaching firm based in Maryland with over 34 years of experience across government and private sectors. He has held diverse leadership roles specializing in workforce development, training, and organizational change. An accomplished author of the award-winning Give God the Glory series and Amazon bestseller, of leadership with a servant's heart, Kevin has earned multiple literary awards. An ordained minister and community leader, he serves on various boards and as a faith community commissioner for suicide prevention under Maryland Governor Wes Moore. Those are our three speakers, and we'll roll into our next discussion.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed an honor to speak before you on this year's annual Black and Global Virtual International Trade Summit 2024. I would like to share with you today a general overview about business opportunities in Qatar under the topic Opportunities for Foreign Companies in the Middle East, particularly Qatar. I have carefully segmented the topic for ease of delivery and better understanding. First, I will talk about the requirements and impact on foreign companies seeking government-related work. In Qatar, there are rules for foreign company seeking to enter the Qatar market through a government contract. A foreign-based company who has a contract to execute in Qatar may not incorporate a new company for the sole purpose, but must establish a branch for its office in Qatar and have that branch registered in the company register with the details of incorporation of the company abroad. Although this was before 2019 and the branch is bound to carry out only the contract for which it has been licensed. Notwithstanding that the foreign company who has a contract to execute in Qatar through its branch is not required to have a Qatari sponsor because the branch office is not considered as a separate legal entity, it is restricted to carrying out only the contract for which the branch office was licensed and nothing more. What then are the regional opportunities in Qatar? Whether local, regional, or international, the government through its law and practice directions has provided a level playing ground for the companies to carry on business and provide professional services. The Qatar Financial Center (QFC), an onshore business and financial center located in Doha, Qatar, established by virtue of Law Number 7, 2005 of the State of Qatar, to create a world-class legal and business environment to enhance growth and diversification, offers domestic and international firms the opportunity to establish and provide a broad range of services, regulated or not regulated, under a legal and regulatory regime that meets international best practice. The QFC provides an attractive platform and a transparent and flexible environment for firms to operate successfully in Qatar and the region. The process for establishing an entity, what makes the current opportunities in Qatar so attractive to international companies? As I had earlier stated, the laws, regulations, and practice directions are one of the many ways Qatar is and has stayed attractive to international companies and firms. For instance, there are laws that gives firms the freedom to choose to operate independently or in partnership with the nationals. The Foreign Investments Law, the law establishing the Qatar Financial Center, and law establishing Qatar Free Zone. As a business owner myself, Qatar is an ideal place to set up a business or invest in giving its rapid development as well as the increasing presence of foreign investors and residents. Qatar has been continuously improving and adapting its law to attract more foreign investors, to make the business environment more appealing and welcoming for international business and investors to set up shop in Qatar. As a result of that initiative, the new commercial company law was promulgated in August 2015, which sets out significant amendments. Amendments to the previous law were introduced to encourage and attract not only the foreign investors, but also those who want to set up small and medium enterprises. The amendments represent an attempt to make it easier to set up and sustain business. However, the requirements for having a Qatari partnership with 51% shares in the company subsides to companies registered on the mainland. And the QFC is quite easy to navigate, with the whole process coming under three heads. A. Expression of interest in the QFC. B. Complete single online application. C. Issuance of certification and scope of license. Exceptions to these requirements may be made subject to the QFC authority absolute direction. With a progressive and visionary government, the vision of Qatar is more inclined towards sustainable development. The state has been taking proactive steps to draw in the flow of foreign capital by supporting investment with numerous incentives. The open market policy has granted investors to possibly to earn quality profits. Qatar has given freedom of unrestricted travel and movement of funds, widening the scope of doing business in Qatar. The Free Zone Law number 21st of 2017 issued on November 7, 2017, which amended the law number 34 2005. The main aims of the law of economic free zone were to establish investment free zone for the purpose of attracting and encouraging investments in Qatar's industrial, agriculture, technical, and tourism fields. There is a committee named Qatar Investment Free Zone Committee to manage and develop the zones, which reports to the government. Advantages of this law include more freedom in transactions, distinguished investment mechanism, and increased relations with other countries. The establishment of new free zone areas are removing obstacles in the flow of capital and expected. There has been introductions of low technology in Qatar market, thereby increasing the local productions. Incentives and prices has also increased the use of local companies. There may be exemptions for tax for local investors if they sell products in Qatar, and exceptions for capital assets, imports and exports duty, etc. It's interesting to note that the foreign investments law, just like the free zone law in Qatar, allows the foreign investors to own up to 100% of the capital invested across many activities and sectors. In addition to other ways, the country encourages foreign companies, entrepreneurs, and startups. Qatar, through the Minister of Commercial and Industry, has made provisions for small scale, home based businesses to obtain license to carry out business activities from their homes. The ministry has listed about 63 business activities, including but not limited to photography activities, trading women's cosmetic and beauty and hair care products, translation activities, and so on. The process of obtaining the license can be initiated and completed online. This initiative is the government way of encouraging SMEs to innovate and develop capabilities to support fresh ideas and attractive investments to their business projects while motivating expansions and the growth of their projects. In conclusion, what expectations should international companies seeking to establish a presence in Qatar have? We can already appreciate how viable the market is. However, companies are encouraged to manage their expectation, especially at the onset. The key perhaps would be that the companies will make the most of their investments and presence in Qatar if they strategize on following with the tides as they come. The market, just like the law, is dynamic, and there is no one size fits all in the approach. However, to thrive, there should be constant learning of the trends and adjusting as the market demands. Thank you very much, and once again, it is an honor to be here today.
So, Andres, wow, that was an awesome presentation that you just did. First of all, let me say, you have just been an incredible asset for us. And we're so happy to have a partnership with you as we work together to help our businesses to expand around the world. So you, with your incredible background and experience of running international trade for the District of Columbia, you serve all businesses, right? Your businesses, you serve any business worldwide, for businesses that you're strategic about, businesses that want to come to the U.S., and then businesses that are looking to expand into other parts of the world. So for Black and Global, what makes us unique is we're focused on Black-owned businesses. So know that we're happy to be talking to another brother who for 30 years has been an outstanding global professional and helped many, many businesses to expand globally. And so what's important to us is bringing our talent to serve our people. Because unfortunately, most people don't know you. They don't know me. Right. And so, but it's important to know you because you have the skills to help businesses to build resources and connections in other countries that can really lead them to a lot of opportunities. So can you talk about what is the significance of Black-owned businesses expanding around the world and setting international or global as a part of their business footprint?
Let's talk first, and that's an excellent question. And Melissa, thanks again for the opportunity, okay? That's an excellent question because, as we all know, Black businesses are still in a disadvantage in the overall ecosystem, okay? Now, first of all, the first step of them getting into entrepreneurship is priceless, is valuable. Now for them to expand it into international arena, it takes it to another level, okay? So let's focus now on the international market. One of the things that inspired me the most it was literally before the pandemic, okay? I've been doing business abroad, all for over 35 years now. But one of the things that prompted me to start advocating, to be more specific, for SMEs is because people tend to forget they are the backbone of our economy. They're the ones who actually make our economy happen. And another way for them to be able to expand, either to be able to promote their products and services. And I'm making a lot of emphasis on services because a lot of people, when they think about export, they think it got to be a tangible product. No,
Yes.
you can also promote your services, and that's the key element here. So there's an opportunity for everybody, Melissa, to be able to get into the international arena. It's not easy, but one of the first things that they got to do is they have to do proper due diligence. You got to be willing for the first year to work strange hours. Depends on where you're going to be doing business. But I got to tell you, the results, when you see the results, it's priceless. Very lucrative.
So yes, Andres, it's extremely lucrative. And I like that you said, for a year, because we tell our businesses that this is a 12 to 36 month journey, depending on where you are in the market. And it's not easy, but because relationships are so key in these other markets. And once they get to know you, and once they get connected to you, they're not going to, and you are delivering, they're not going to look to redo that relationship, because they have become, and a lot of times it's like you become family, and
Listen, and you're absolutely correct. And that's one of the key elements. And when I was delivering my presentation, that you will see that, especially doing business in the Middle East, Melissa, they want to get to know you first before anything else.
Yes.
They want to get to know who they're dealing with before anything. They want to get to know about your family. They want to get to know you as an individual, as a human being. They want to get to know about your previous experience in the workforce. They want to get to know who they're dealing with before they even start talking business.
And I think that's very important. And working the different hours is key too, because that, your time gets turned upside down.
Yes.
But the investment is worth it. So
absolutely,
as an SME or as a Black-owned business, and you're going we're going to focus specifically on the Middle East.
Yeah.
So looking at these different projects that are happening there in different parts of the world, and each country having different focuses, what would you say would be your strategy for an SME that is looking to find an opportunity in one of these countries?
Identify the industry sectors that are aligned with that country. Number one. Two, whatever you do, you got to be the best, because these countries are looking for the best of the best. Okay. Number three, take the risk. And there's not such a thing as a dumb idea. Because trust me, whatever you think, and you might think it might be a dumb idea, you got 10 more people thinking about it, and they're going to execute it. And I'm dead serious. Let me tell you something. I don't know if I told you a story, Melissa, of how I started doing business in the Middle East.
Okay.
So I was invited by the government of Abu Dhabi in 2021. Okay. They were doing a familiarization tour, and they brought all these businesses, and they went ahead and they were, how can I say this? They wanted to promote Abu Dhabi. I was the only economic development officer that was invited on that familiarization trip. And also on my hospitality background, right? One of the things that I saw, and I'm saying this in a good way, it was the workforce talent was not the best on hospitality and tourism. Why is that? Because most of the workforce talents come from 5 countries: India, Pakistan, Indonesia, Ethiopia, and the rest. Okay. So one of the things that I noticed is that they get the training about their own flagship, meaning if you work for a major hotel chain, you get the training about the flagship. But when it comes to the customer service, the experience to be able to communicate, and this is a true story, whatever you might know as sparkling water, another one might know it as a fizzy water. Other one was called as a club soda. And I said that during my presentation. But this is a true story. I was sitting at a restaurant in a major hotel, and this lady was trying to order sparkling water, like you and I know sparkling water. The service didn't know what she was ordering. So it took them 4 them plus a manager to be able to identify what she was ordering.
Wow.
And already having also an hospitality background, that spoiled the overall experience of that client. So what I did, I wrote a proposal where actually I said, you know what, looking at my background of also doing training in this industry, I said, we need to come with a solution. And my solution was called what I call the hospitality English. So I partnered with
Hospitality English.
English.
Wow.
So what I did, I partnered with a company that developed a program, training program, apart from looking at the day-to-day operations, Melissa, and apart from looking at training the best in those modalities, could be servers, could be cooks, could be bussers, could be chambermaids, could be front desk clerks, name it.
Mm-hmm.
In the overall ecosystem of hospitality and tourism, we train them. We want to make sure that everybody communicates the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought my diplomatic skills, and we developed a program as well where we actually say now everybody's going to say the same thing when talking to the customers. We're going to teach them about the meat temperatures. We're going to teach them about, the models, but everybody will be able to communicate the same.
Wow.
And that's how I started my business in Abu Dhabi.
And you sold that to, who did you sell that to?
I sold that to the government. And
you sold it to the government?
Yeah, I explained to them my idea, and I got full support of the government. Saying, Andres, we're going to help you with this because this is something that we need, and we want to back you up.
Wow, Andres. I mean, that is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love a lot of things about that story because one, it was an idea. You saw a gap.
Yes.
Five different countries, all English, having English, some aspect of English speaking.
That's right.
But it's very true. And then hospitality English, where they want to be a tourism location. They want people to come over, and you created a training program out of that.
That's right.
See, this is what we are telling our businesses is you really have to look at the talent that you have and turn it into a product that is going to serve a need. You just have to find the right niche.
And Melissa, if I may, I'll give you another story.
Uh-huh.
As you know, I do several trade missions, and I travel a lot of the world, speaking engagements, trying to identify strategic partners. So I'm always on the road, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
In one of my trade missions, also to the Middle East, we were actually in a meeting, and I brought one of my delegates. Said to me, Andreas, I'm frustrated. Her specialty is into doing bartending services.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, some other countries they have the dry law. Not all of them, but some of them they do. And if they have it open, they have it at literally hotels, or they have it at restaurants, but not openly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And culturally, we have to respect that.
Mm-hmm.
And she says to me, Andres, I offer bartender services. This is nothing that is for me. I think I made a mistake. And I looked at her, I said, listen, stop. Let's flip this. She says, why? How can I flip it? I said, you can still do the same, but let's make it now into a mocktail service.
Wow.
And now she's about to incorporate in that country and start offering, and we already identified the partners, and then she's going to offer a bar where we have mocktails.
Mocktail service.
There you go.
Wow. Same business, just a different focus. Wow.
There you go. And you can still use the same, infused ingredients. You can still make it sexy. You can still make it attractive.
Mm-hmm.
But now the only thing that we're doing is non-alcoholic beverages, but still make it sexy.
Wow. And that is going to grow extremely fast.
Thank you.
And
this is the type of thing that I said, think outside of the box.
Yes.
Take a risk.
Yes.
There's not such a thing, Melissa, as a dumb idea. Like you and I have been discussing forever. There's not such a thing as a dumb idea. You can do it.
Yes. This is why I wanted people to meet you, Andres. Listen, governments hire you from other countries.
Yes.
Government mayors, governors hire you within the U.S. because of your skills and your talent to help businesses.
Yeah.
And so so this is why I think that it's so amazing, because getting our businesses to understand that you just have to start to change the way you think. Absolutely. Right? And change the way you start to believe, because you have people on the ground in these countries through the U.S. government that will go and set up these meetings, open these doors for you, and you don't have to do it by yourself. And that's why in our training program, Andres, our technical assistance does exactly what you're saying. Like, let's focus on exactly what you're going to be selling in the other country. Now, let me ask this question. Out of your 35 years of doing this business, all the U.S. Governments that have hired you, cities, municipalities, counties, and the other countries, and out of all the companies that you have served, what percentage of them would you say are Black owned?
Oh, that's a good question. I have to say probably 20%.
20%. Okay.
And I got to tell you, Melissa, I want to actually, if you don't mind, let me
Sure.
get into there. I think
Sure.
you hit a sore here. Okay. I take this personal, and then I have to say you were the ones who also opened my mind, because I've been doing business all over, you know, with all different cultures and backgrounds. But the key element here, living in Washington, D.C., in the DMV area,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing the lack of opportunity that exists for Black-owned businesses, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And now that has become, I don't want it to become a trend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to become a statistic.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to become a reality.
Yes, yes.
Okay. What do I mean by that, Melissa? We play a role, but also comes from within to be able to work.
Mm-hmm.
We have a generation gap that we're dealing with. The generation, I'm calling, if they call it exomillennial or whatever it's called now, okay? That they want to actually all want to be TikTokers and they want an easy road. No.
Right.
Okay. Our
Right.
generation, you know, we come from a different background. We have to, you know, work, and we have to bend over and, you know, keep digging until we get the results. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we have to make sure that we inspire those Black businesses, Black-owned businesses, because we know that nowadays we still face challenges.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We still face challenges when we compete against others in our market.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know, we have to actually do it 3 or 4 times better to be able to prove only a quarter of that percentage. But
So,
at the same time, it is our role to inspire them. And not only that, to start changing their mindset to think that they're going to do it, and to think that, yes, there are opportunities out there for them.
Yeah, that's what is so key. And I wanted to say that because in my years of doing international business, I haven't seen 1%. I mean, I haven't, you know, actually before Black and Global, I had never seen one. Not one. And what was so strange is, like, even working with the Jamaican government, I just automatically assumed from companies coming from Jamaica, I was like, oh, you know, you work with Black-owned companies. They said no. They don't see many Black-owned businesses. But because we work through the government and have us to use our tax dollars, now let me say, it's not easy working through any government agency. We don't do easy, Andres. We do lucrative.
And I commend you, because you have become an expert and you know how to navigate the system. And I commend you for that. I don't have the patience, and you do, and God bless you for that, my sister.
We have great success. We form partnerships and relationships. And basically, I mean, we've shortcut the process for a lot of people. You can fool around with it for a year, 2 years. But for us, in 4 to 6 months, you're on a plane. You know, you're headed to a country in order to do that. And we can help you to get 5 new sales, 5 new opportunities, 5 new leads in whatever country you want to get to. So within 4 to 6 months. And that's how we really get people to move through the government. But Andres, let me say, for our people and forming long-term goals and generational wealth, that only 95% of the market is within the US. So you fighting here to have people tolerate you and go through all these other issues. And I personally, I don't deal with people and their racism and all of that. This is why I'm clear about who I'm serving and what I'm doing. And we walk with a very unapologetic spirit, because you're not going to tell us what we can't do, what we can't have. We pay our tax dollars just like everybody else. But going to these other markets, I mean, it's so wide open. First of all, it's very few businesses exporting, period.
It is sad in a way that outside of the US, you have more opportunities than you have it in the United States.
Isn't it sad?
It is sad in a way. But that's why we have to keep moving forward. We have to keep fighting. Okay?
Yeah.
Because like I said just a few minutes ago, in those countries, they don't care who you are and what talent you bring and what sort of background. They just want to make sure that you got something to offer.
Yes.
And like I said before, that you bring me a solid product.
Yes.
And you are the best in that,
Yes.
in what you're offering. Here, you have to prove yourself regardless of what you got.
Yeah.
You need to compete 10 times more just to prove that point. And that's the sad part. To prove a quarter of a point, like I said before.
You're going to be our ambassador, our PR person, because I'm telling you, that's what we're telling people, Andres.
Yes.
If you're top talent, and for us, we're not going to help you unless you're top talent.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
We're not going to support businesses. That's why you have to go through our program, because we have to make sure that you're top talent, that you're able to deliver, and you're able to deliver in a quick turnaround. Because once you get on the ground in these countries and you're clear about what you're going to sell, the next step, the fortune is in the follow-up, and you can't lag around.
Absolutely.
You can't lag around because these people are looking to do deals. So when you go through our process, that's why we're saying when you are at the best at what you do and your process, your service, your delivery is excellent, your competition is slim when you're going over. And Andres, now this is a good, bad, and ugly, but being an American company and having the backing of the American government, that is so beneficial for you.
Open all the doors.
Doesn't it? Just
Open
like
all
the
the
passport.
Open all the doors. And that's the beautiful side of it. Open
Yeah.
all the doors.
Yeah.
And that is critical. And you know what? Because they feel that by you doing that, automatically, you bring a discipline. Automatically, you bring in a good product. And that's the beautiful thing of it. I'm telling you.
Yep. And then, as we travel the world, we see China quite a bit, right? As we are there.
Okay,
and
don't make me start. No, Melissa, don't do it. Okay.
No, but look, I'm just gonna say, because I don't want people to get the understanding that this is all kumbaya.
No, it's
right?
not. It's not. It's not.
It's not all kumbaya. And the reason that the American government does this for any business is because of China competition, right? It's because all of these countries are looking for opportunities to do business. Like right now, yeah, we have businesses that want to come to America and do the investment visa here in the US, right? Where you make the investment and you get the projects, and then you're able to get the citizenship. All of these countries do the same thing in terms of getting foreign direct investment. But what will happen with us as Black-owned businesses is we will be able to open doors faster in some geographical regions on the continent, in Central South America, in the Caribbean, and other places of the world.
Absolutely.
And so, it's not that they're in love with us. It's China competition that pushes a lot of what you see.
It helps. It helps. But we also need to understand is where in China we're doing. We're doing mainland or we're doing offline.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave it there, okay? But we gotta be careful. We gotta be careful. But one thing that we need to understand, and you just hit it on the point, okay? Especially Central, South America. Because if we look at those countries, there's a strong Afro-Caribbean and Afro influence, okay? As you know, I was born in Panama, okay?
Yes.
And it was a goal, but it's the same thing if you go to Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, there's a strong Afro-Caribbean influence. And if we go all the way to South America, don't be fooled, because there are countries where you see everybody's with green eyes and tall and wide and 6 tall. No. When we look at the roots, okay, there's always going to be somebody, and you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Let me tell you something. I was in Argentina 2 weeks ago, and I saw they came up with a new $10,000 bill. Don't be surprised by the number. That was almost nothing. Okay. And I look in the back of the bill, and they had the name and they had the picture of a Black lady.
Wow.
Now, I'm looking and I literally Google who that person. She's the mother of the revolution of Argentina.
Wow.
Can you believe that? A Black lady for a country like Argentina?
Wow.
When 93% of the population are white.
Wow.
And you only have 7% that are Indians. But not only that, you have a woman of color, of Black color, being the mother of the revolution
of the country.
So for me, I said, you know what? That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I said, this is great. Wow. And I was carrying that bill and I was showing it to everybody. I said, you see, I've been telling you, okay? You all got your roots somewhere around here, okay?
Yes, yes, yes. And so, Andres, I mean, that takes us to two more questions I want to ask you
Sure.
about. So, one, you do trade missions to different parts of the world.
Absolutely.
Right. And so one of our partnership pieces is for your trade missions that we recruit companies. We assist you with identifying great companies to be able to go to some of these different parts of the world. And Andres does a great job of, finding you partners, buyers. I mean, so can you talk about your trade missions?
Sure.
What can these businesses expect and entail, and give us some ideas of where you're headed next year?
Sure. Listen, the first thing I'm going to say, if you're not serious about doing business, this is not for you. Okay. For you, before you even think about it, we're going to interview you. We will need to understand what you want to get as a company out of this, and what are your goals, objectives, and goals. Okay. We will have our own. We will put you in front of multiple companies. We will curate an agenda to make sure, okay, that you are in front. If not, you can hold us accountable. But we never had any bad success story. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. We did this year Singapore. We had 2 companies that on the spot decided to sign an MOU. Everybody came with more than 3 leads. In my recent trip that we just did a week and a half ago, when I got back from South America, we went to Montevideo, Uruguay, and Buenos Aires. On one day, we met with over 35 companies.
35 companies?
In one day.
Wow, one day.
In different sessions. And the excitement, and that was in Argentina. In Uruguay, we met approximately with 15 companies. And this tells you something, Melissa. We will curate it, we will make sure, but you need to have something to offer. And the most critical aspect to all of this is the follow-up.
Yes.
Okay, the follow-up. I'll tell you why. Because we can go all these missions, and if you don't do a follow-up, then forget it. You just wasted your money. Yes. But that's one of the reasons why we decided and we created another department that's going to assist the companies from the follow-ups. Okay, that is fully dedicated to do that, and then we'll present the report and we'll help you. But what happened? The mindset is, so when you come back, you got to immerse into your day-to-day that you keep putting to the side, putting to the side, putting to the side. So we noticed, because a lot of the companies were saying to us, and we were following up with them 2 months, a month, 3 months later. Hey, how are you doing? Anything? Oh, Andres, I haven't had the chance. I haven't had a chance. I said, no, this guy, no. How can we help you? And so we built a division that now is going to help you with those follow-ups. Okay. But the most important aspect is to understand, to have a product, be willing to do the business, have something that you know that you're serious about this. Now, there are 2 missions. We have the exploratory, that we did with Argentina, but we have now what we call the bilateral trade, which we invite companies to do business in those countries. And we invite the countries to do business with them as well. This was a mix. Uruguay was more bilateral, okay? And the Argentina was more exploratory. They just changed the government, so it's a new enthusiasm going on. So it's perfect, okay? And also, they cannot transact, pay the dividends outside of the country in dollars.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they have to do it through either other countries, such as Uruguay, or they find other ways to do it. But what I'm trying to tell you here, bottom line, Melissa, is that you need to be willing, and you need to have a product, and you need to also be flexible to be able to build partnerships with other organizations.
Yes. Yeah.
And the critical to do the follow-ups. Yes.
Yeah. That's why we say the fortune is in the follow-up. And in our program, you get a virtual assistant that we assign to you, a global assistant, from the time that you start to the time you hop on the plane and you're gone. Because Andres, we have a lot of talent. It's not the delivery of the talent. It is, you got to package it for the international market.
Absolutely.
You got to know what to say, what not to say. Like one of the talented one, just like I love that hospitality English. I think I need to do trade mission English. I might come up with something, like that. But you have to know how to position yourself to be able to have these contracts. And so I'm going to ask you, so this ties to Uruguay for my last question, and to the Middle East. So talking about the work that you're doing for Qatar, and the Qatari government hires you and they work with you, and all of the opportunities that you curate for the Qatari government. Can you share that? I mean, you work in many countries in the Middle East. I just wanted to highlight one. And if you can share with that, because I want everybody to understand just who you are, what you can do, the doors you can open. And not only that, I'm going to say this again, Andres, the trade missions you are doing next year, because we want our businesses to be on these trade missions.
Absolutely.
But share with us about just as one country, Qatar, and what you do for and with them.
For the record, they are not my client. The government is not my client. I do work with the agencies, government agencies, for the record. So I don't want to cause any controversial problem with that. No. But with them, like I said, one of the things that I noticed in Qatar, Melissa, is the fact that, and I said that in my presentation, they are easy to work with. They are so hungry to work and to bring. And they say, Andres, we do this because we enjoy it. We enjoy it. We look at the other cities, but we know the potential that we have. And we're not playing catch up. We are just here playing and making sure that we position Qatar as one of the top destinations in the Middle East. Listen, Melissa, let's look at their airport. Let's look at their airline. They hosted one of the best World Cups. But one of the challenges that they face after the World Cup they're playing because you know what? It's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful country. Doha is a beautiful city. It's a beautiful country, extremely modern. But again, they're so hungry for that talent. Bring it. We will help you. They are understanding, and they are literally not the best ecosystem to navigate when they started. But from the past 5 years, they have changed a lot. And they understand that, we need to make it easier for those foreign investors. We need to make it easier. We keep wanting to keep attracting talent. For them to open bank accounts, for them to get their visas, for them to be able to actually find apartments. We need to make it easier without violating, of course, the laws of the land. We know that, They're going to do the proper due diligence, and trust me, they got the mechanism to do it, But they just want to make sure that they bring the best. And not only that, let me tell you something. If you think the UAE goes fast, Melissa, Qatar goes faster.
Wow.
Well, after they get to know you, trust me, you better get those roller skates because you need to walk fast and effective. You need to change your mindset. You need to change the discipline of how you do things because it's a completely different ballgame. And that's how they operate. They're very disciplined. And not only that, for me, now that my body's accustomed to a one time zone now. So I get up sometimes at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm working, but it's 7 o'clock. I'm already in my couch, fall asleep. But and then I have to get up at midnight for another conference call. But what I'm trying to say is the fact that it took me, I'm probably have to say, after I left the government and I decided to go back to the private sector, it took me 1.5 years to go where I am today. But again, that's a sacrifice I had to make. I was traveling almost every other week around the world.
Wow.
I was in the Middle East, probably for a period of 2 or 3 weeks, just engaging because, you have to hustle. I'm not saying that everybody have to do it, but because my product was so unique, I needed to do that. And also, not only that, my crazy self, I decided not to open one company, 3 companies at the same time, because I still wanted to engage in the what I call the global trade side of it. And I still wanted to keep with hospitality and tourism, which I'm very passionate about. So daily wearing those 2 hats at the same time, I was hustling and getting the opportunities. And look, now we're having a conversation on how we can help other businesses get into this industry, get into the international market.
Right.
So this is fantastic. And going to the second leg of your question, Melissa, for next year, it's going to be very aggressive. And I'm still talking to my team and saying, can we pull this? But I know we can. First, we're planning to start with the Middle East. And that's going to, in Q1, we have 2 trade missions, one to the Middle East and one to Africa. So it's going to be Qatar and the UAE. We're planning to go to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So it's going to be 3 cities. Okay. Then we're going to the continent. We're going to be going to South Africa, to be more specific, Cape Town and Morocco.
Okay.
That's going to be a 8 to 9 day mission because counting the traveling days. Then I'm planning to do one to Southeast Asia, where we're going to start again to Singapore. Because Singapore, I'm considering the hub to Southeast Asia.
I love Singapore.
And then the next one It's going to be Singapore and Vietnam together.
Oh, wow. Wow.
There's a lot of opportunities. So what should I say? Just like Uruguay, Vietnam is going to be the underdog. Then we're planning to do two South America, and next year is going to be Paraguay. And watch what I'm saying. Let's listen to Paraguay. Paraguay, and then I'm planning to continue to do a follow-up to Uruguay and probably a stopover in Argentina. I haven't decided, but definitely Paraguay and Uruguay. And the last, I'm planning to do one to Kenya and also Nigeria combined.
Wow.
And
He's
then the
never
last,
home.
and
Go
then
ahead.
the last one is going to be, and that's, forget about the speaking engagement and all. And the last one is back, another one in the Middle East. I like to do two Middle East per year.
Wow. I mean, Andres, that is quite incredible.
Yeah.
And so for us, with all of those trade missions, Andres, the STEP grant funds are available if you're
Absolutely.
going on trade missions. His trade missions qualify because they're international business
Absolutely.
opportunities. They're B2B matchmaking, also trade finance. If you go there, you get a contract, you come back. We assist with the trade finance. We have a team that does that through
Good.
XM, through SBA, in order to help you with that. The American government will loan money
That's
to
right.
foreign businesses to buy from you. So Andres, this is why we think that it's so key that businesses know who you are, and that our partnership is we prepare businesses
That's
in
right.
the same way we prepare businesses to go on trade missions with the U.S. government. We said, here is a Black-owned company. You all know I was so excited, elated, and over the top that is providing exceptional service. And he provides it to everyone. And we really want to increase the number of our businesses that we provide to you, and that you provide the exceptional service that you continue to provide. So Andres, this has been a wonderful conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And
for
start
joining
packing
us.
your bags because we're going to the Middle East in at the end of January.
He just determined for me to be on a plane.
You are coming with me, and I told you that already. Okay.
He just determined. Okay, we're going here, we're going there. I'm
That's
like,
right.
Andres. So, but I really appreciate it, and we're definitely going to open doors for our businesses. And through this conference, having so many people from the Middle East participate.
Yes.
And then Andres, I forgot to say, let me say, for businesses that are in the Middle East that want to come to the U.S., that they're interested in coming to the U.S., right? One of the things we want to stress is that we assist those businesses as well. So we open doors. If the U.S. market seems opaque, it seems closed, like how do you navigate here? How do you operate here? How do you structure here? Those are opportunities that we assist businesses. We have a program that's called the American Business Accelerator. And through that program, we train you and we assist you. And the beautiful thing about our platform and being at iTradeWorld.ai, our virtual international trade center, is we are able to partner you with our members. We have over 6,000 businesses in our network. So you come into the US, you need a lawyer. We have a lawyer in our network. You have to find housing. We have a realtor.
You have a concierge service. Excellent. I love it.
Yeah, we have that because they have to use somebody. They all use somebody.
And I think you hit a point. And like I said before, Melissa, this is critical. These SMEs must have an open mind, because part of what you described, the first part of it, is to be able to build that partnership.
Yes.
And then they will take it to the next level of setting operations here.
Yes.
But one of the ways, the easiest and the fastest way for them to have a footprint here is the strategic alliances.
Yes.
And that's why these businesses need to change. Our businesses, including from yours and my network, they have, and that's the first thing we tell them, change your mindset. And that's before they get on the plane, we train them, we brief them, we teach them on how to do business in that country. Because you know what? And we take them also, I forgot to say, it's not just business, meaning. No, we show them the cultural side of this bit. You know what? That's before they're doing business, that's the most important, because that would help you determine if you want to do business in that culture or not.
Oh my goodness, that is so key. we talk about cultural relevance, cultural,
Absolutely.
for example, when we're teaching people from other countries to come to the US, right?
Yes.
Other country relationships are key here. American people are transaction driven. They are results, oriented. American people, the way that we work, you have to understand and you have to become accustomed to that culture. It's the same going in the other direction. You have to respect people's culture and you have to understand it. And you don't necessarily have to speak the language right away. One of the things I love about going through the embassy is you can get a translator.
That's right.
A driver and a translator, and I love it, right?
That's
so
right.
they have someone that will transport you throughout the city. You don't have to worry about safety and security.
Yeah.
They put you up in a hotel that they have you give you a hotel. You have the option to stay, if you don't stay or don't want to stay, but the security factor the embassy will take into play for you, and then they are going to travel with you as you're going to these meetings. So that's why, Andres, we say we pay our tax dollars for you to sit at these embassies on the ground in all of these countries around the world, and you go get me 5 buyers. And it just blows my mind. I'm not about to sit in America and fight with somebody to sell you my product or service. I'm going over where I'm celebrated in another country to be able to sell my product and service.
And Melissa, that's why they need organizations like yours to take them. And that's why you and I have the perfect partnership.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you can take them to that process and then I will finish them. I'll graduate them.
Excellent. Excellent. So Andres, thank you again. Now this time we're going to close out for real. Okay.
I appreciate
it. Thank you so much. And everybody, thank you all for listening to us. I am Melissa Muhammad, your sister and servant. We are the Black and Global Business Network, globalizing our connections, keeping us in the Black, and we'll see you around the globe. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Be blessed. Bye-bye.
All right.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Wayne Johnson. I am the founder and chief executive officer of the Johnson Leadership Group. We are a global leadership development training organization and executive coaching for leaders, whether they're aspiring or seasoned leaders across the globe, regardless of your organization. And the Johnson Leadership Group has recently experienced a great cohort in the Momentum program with Black and Global Business Network, having a phenomenal time learning so much. As an entrepreneur, we don't know what we don't know, but Melissa and team have come together. They have galvanized us in the spirit of collaboration and partnership to learn all about exporting our services and our products around the globe. And wow, it has been an awesome experience. I definitely encourage you to check it out, enroll, become a part of what the team is doing. We have learned so much from our state representatives, from the Department of Commerce, from the International Trade Association and Agency, and I could go on and on and on and on, from all of the different programs and the initiatives that are available to us. So it has been absolutely positive, absolutely phenomenal, and I would encourage you to get engaged and to get involved.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, Dr. Lene.
How are you? Good morning. Good morning. We didn't get to see your face first thing this morning.
I wanted you all to hear from everybody else.
Okay. Good leadership. That's leadership. Put your people in the front. Let them lead. I love that.
So this was, listening, going back to these conversations that we had, Dr. Lene, I was so happy because when you're in the middle of it, you're going through it, but it really is, the messaging is exactly what we want to say. So I want to share with everybody, When I tell you Andres is chomping at the bits for our momentum clients, I mean, so all of our current cohorts, so he has trade missions that he listed those out that are going to be coming up the early part of next year. And we typically target our businesses towards the U.S. commercial services or the U.S. government. But he's like, Melissa, he's telling me all the contracts he's closed, all the opportunities he's closed. He's like, no, I want to close these contracts for your businesses. I want to do the follow-up for your businesses, So he has quite a few, Dr. Lene. And so for those businesses that are currently in Momentum, I think Momentum, the current cohort started in August, I think it is. And then it ends around November. But our goal is for them to be on a flight within 4 to 6 months. So they have 2 months. So we're going to be targeting them in Q1, probably towards one of Andres's trade missions, because he has, when we went through the process of getting the contracts in the Middle East, he's like, Q1, okay, we're going to close these contracts. You come in on this trade mission. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. It's so many, Dr. Lene. I can't go on all these. I mean, when I tell you, he's like, Melissa, I want you to come on these trade missions with me. He has 8 of them planned for next year. He has 8. Oh, can you hear me? We can't hear you.
You can't hear me. 8?
He has 8. He has 8. There are 2 to the Middle East. And then he has 2 to Africa. That's 4. And then he has 2 to South America. That's 6. And then he has 2 more.
Man, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And he closes, and he has 2 to Singapore. Thank you, Tehran. He's tracking.
Don't leave nothing out.
Yeah. So for our current members, he really wants to. He is pushing us to have him to support you all on the ground. And what I said to him is we would work in conjunction with the embassy that is in country so that we can maximize both of them and utilize the STEP grant to be able to help our businesses get the reimbursement, because that's 10 grand that they would be able to get support from. So yeah, I thought Andres was really amazing. And Qatar, the work he does with Qatar, and you saw Dr. Gada, she was really, really amazing. And she is like, okay, Melissa, she's at what's called the Qatari Finance Center. Okay. And so if you want to open a business there, she's like, I can open businesses for your small businesses. I can help them with coming into the market. They don't have to have a partner. We can identify the contract. So it was really, really amazing. So
I love it. I love this. I loved it from the beginning when I'm looking at your team and the diversity and the international component. And then to listen to the speakers and see the women, see the men, listen to the different accents, see the international component. It's a beautiful thing to see that you do the work that you say that you're going to help other people do. You have your own international team. You work across the nations. And so I just love how this is put together and organized. I love the people that have come and spoken to just reaffirm what you're presenting to us here in the United States and what you're saying when you say going from Black and local to Black and global. It's all through the summit.
Yes. And Dr. Lene, so we had a couple of questions that came up. Do we have time to answer any of those?
I'm going to say yes, but I guess the team will let me know.
Yeah, the team's going to be like, oh, she's veering off script. But, I love the people. So may I ask, let me ask the team. Let me do it properly. Team, okay. May we answer these questions now, please? Is that possible? Bain, you're the, we can. Okay, thank you. Awesome. You can. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. So I need everybody to be a little flexible because we're messing up the schedule right now. But okay, yes. What were the questions that we had, Dr. Lene?
So one of the recent one I see right here is from Quad Curtis. What services, products, industries are you seeing be most desired or receptive in the Middle East?
So there are so I wouldn't say that there are specific ones. There are 22 that we identify. And when you sign up for the B2B matchmaking, or you sign up for the roundtable, you'll see the list of the 22 areas. So what we did was we took all the different industries you could have, we tried to get it down to as short a list as possible. So if you're fitting into one of those 22 industries, there's a market for you. But I'll tell you a strategy, Qualit, that I love Andres' strategy: hospitality English. Hospitality English. I thought that was so creative, because being here in the States, he might not have seen that the waiter trying to figure out what sparkling water was, but since he was on the trade mission, he saw a need and he filled that gap. And his program is still used to this day. So, and that was 2021 when he did that. So that's what, 3-4 years, his program is still being sold. So knowledge transfer is a great way to start the process. Meaning, if you have a product or service like Kevin, for example, he has training materials. So Kevin Wayne Johnson. So it's very easy to take his books and translate them into Arabic, or it's very easy to take his books and convert them into training material to teach English, right? But selling it to corporations, because corporations want their people to be able to speak English. So he would be doing leadership development. This is just an example. He doesn't have to do this, but this is just my thinking. He would be doing leadership development, but at the same time, teaching people to speak English. So if your knowledge transfer, I think, is a great way to get started, and whatever you are doing, but make sure you choose one of those industries. And listen, if you're not clear on what specifically you will sell, that's more than fine, because once you come into the program, we will help you craft that. And Andres is going to pour all of his talent into our cohort. He is going to be doing mentorship, guidance, leadership, and training for the cohort in 2025, as well as Eric, who spoke yesterday. So you don't have to worry, just worry about the exact product or service. You got to worry about the mindset, meaning it has to be at the top of the game, because they deal in both of these companies, Eric and Andres, deal in billion-dollar deals. So they do 100,000, all the way up to a few $1 billion. So this is why they tell you have to be at the top of the game for them to put their name behind you, which is what they're going to do for us. So different industries. So, but I love what he said about services too. So our services businesses don't count themselves out. And what about the mocktail business?
I thought that was pretty cool. We were talking about this yesterday. People count themselves out. We defeat ourselves before we even give ourselves a chance. Like mocktails, like that is wild.
Yeah. And you know what he is doing? He is opening up 10 different locations. So like in the US, you know how you'll have a bar, right? A bar, but he's having her to open mocktail bars. Yeah, that's what he's having her
That doesn't
do.
even sound, it sounds crazy to us in the United States, because we feel like, why would somebody do a mocktails bar if they ain't serving real alcohol? I don't want it. But you create businesses around needs, supply and demand. So if there's no demand here, there's nothing to supply, but you can go someplace. Oh, that's a word. You can go someplace else and supply demand. Just because you can't find it here in the United States doesn't mean that somebody doesn't want it and doesn't need it. You got to go to where the people who want it and need it are.
Well, the thing also I thought about, looking at her business plan was, she's the first person in the market to ever do that. And so she's starting in one country. So, and she's going to be able to expand to the other countries that are going to want exactly what she has, because he has her partnering with hotels. And he has her partnering with hotels in order to, and they have the hotels, the partners, they're moving out. I mean, like, she has to get construction material. It took off so fast. And this is what we say to you. I mean, when I tell you, it just blew past how fast she has to move, because they set the date for when they want to open and when they want the materials. And her head is flying. She's like a chicken with her head cut off right But she got to dig in for a year or two in order to get everything running. She has to hire people, staffing. I mean, it's just so much stuff. She just didn't expect it to go that fast. So when you are going into the other markets, you just have to be ready to deliver. So,
I love it.
Was there any other question that we had?
That was the only one that I saw.
Okay, cool.
I think we're good to move on now.
Okay.
All right. Our next speakers are Rita. I think hopefully I say this correctly. Reta. Retta Joe Lewis, confirmed as president and chair of the United States Export-Import Bank, EXIM, in February 2022, brings over 25 years of leadership in international affairs, law, public policy, and diplomacy. Previously, she was a senior fellow at the German Marshall Fund, focusing on the U.S.-Europe relations. During the Obama administration, she served as a special representative for global governmental affairs at the United States Department, fostering international partnerships. She was also the first Black woman vice president at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, promoting minority-owned businesses, and she is a council on foreign relations members. She holds degrees from Emory, American University, and the University of Georgia. Our next speaker will be Gabriela Zelaya. She is the Director of Community Engagement for the U.S. Department of Commerce Global Diversity Export Initiative. With over a decade of experience in international trade and community engagement, she focuses on empowering minority, women, LGBTQ+, veteran and service-disabled veteran-owned businesses in exporting. Previously, she led ITA's global education team supporting U.S. educational institutions and international recruitment. Gabriela holds degrees from the University of California, Riverside, and the University of Miami. As a first-generation college graduate from an immigrant family, her work is deeply influenced by her commitment to inclusive economic growth and educational accessibility. And we will go into our next videos.
And let me, if I can just add, Dr. Lene. So with Chair Lewis, you'll just see, I took a clip of a meeting that I just attended that she was at, and I just wanted to share that. But I don't know if I caught this part, but what I want to say is she said Congress gave them $135 billion to spend, and they've only spent $33 billion.
Oh, wow.
So she said they have a long way to go, which is why I'm fighting anybody. I mean, I don't mind fighting, telling my people what they can't get, so we just know that, she's really on our side. I talked to her while we were at this event a week or so ago, and sharing with her some of the challenges that our business faced. And so she has really put her support behind us getting what we need. So I just want everybody to know that. So she's a real asset to us, and I'm really grateful. So this part is about access to capital and how both of these women can help us with that.
I love it. Let's roll to the video.
All right.
When you're advocating for the underserved business community, they want to know that you're serious about what you're talking about. Well, we're so serious that we've created a product that is specifically for that particular community.
As part of XM's ongoing commitment to advancing diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility at every opportunity, I am pleased to announce an innovative new product, the Equity Express Select Export Credit Insurance Policy. We created this financial tool specifically with the underserved business community in mind, working in collaboration with a dedicated team in our minority and women-owned business division. This is the first product of its kind at XM, and it is designed to support and empower MWOB companies so they can grow their export business.
If you look at the history of how they do business where a lot of times they're financing it themselves. And when you're self-financing your business, you don't meet a lot of the criteria that banks have in order for you to be able to grow. And so this product removes some of the barriers that are there for them to meet these criteria. So we're hoping that it will bring more businesses to the table that may feel we're not ready. But in actuality, you are ready, and we can walk you through the process.
Equity Express Select's exceptional in-house customer service team is ready to guide you through every step of the process, from explaining product benefits and reviewing qualifications to streamlining the application and addressing any concerns you may have along the way.
Ultimately, what we want is for them to come in at the level where they are and then grow out of this product. So once you get to a certain stage, you're no longer going to be able to stay in this program. You're going to grow into what our standard program is, which will help you continue to grow. So we know that this is needed, and it bridges the gap between where they are now and where we hope that they will be.
The exporting communities that we at XM partner with have been asking for a product like this for some time, and we are pleased to answer that call with this new export credit insurance policy, which will help level the playing field so that U.S. companies that have been historically underserved can feel confident expanding to the global marketplace. As we celebrate XM's 90th anniversary, we look forward to using this new tool to continue helping American businesses win the future.
Welcome to another fantastic interview at the Black and Global Business Network Virtual International Trade Summit. And this is one of the most critical conversations from one of the key people in international business from the US. Most of our businesses don't know about this agency. And so we have the person who is heading up this agency for the United States government taking her time to talk to us today. And I'm happy to welcome Chair Rita Jo Lewis. Welcome, Chair, to our summit. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. And, you know, as they say, this is always talking about business and talking about small business, talking about women and minority-owned businesses is a great conversation any day of the week. I'm excited about being here with you today, Melissa, and your audience.
Wonderful. So first, I have to say, I'm a Georgia girl. I am a Georgia girl. So tell us, where are you from?
Well, I'm a Georgia girl, too. I am from Statesboro, Georgia, a small town in South Georgia. I am from a family of six. I am from a family of entrepreneurs. My parents were small business owners. So when I was growing up, small business has just been the lifeblood of our family. I was able to see from a very early age what it means to be a main part of one's city, state economy. It was important to be able to, as my parents would instill a work ethic in each one of us. But more important, to see how small businesses put people to work. My parents were employing people throughout my entire work experience when I was in high school. And then to be able to see my parents in action as not only business owners, but also community leaders, civic leaders, and religious leaders in our community. That definitely has extended to you. I mean, most definitely has extended to you. I'm from near Albany, Georgia. So, and I say it properly, Albany, Georgia, and as well from South Florida. So could you tell us about XM Bank, who you are and what you do? You know, very excited last year to be have been appointed by the President of the United States, President Biden, and to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate. It was even more exciting in February when I stepped into XM, having been sworn in by the Vice President Harris of the United States. And Export-Import Bank, is an independent agency. It is 89 years old, and it is America's export credit agency that is charged with the responsibility to facilitate exports and to be working with those companies as they create jobs, because our chief part of our mission is also about sustaining jobs here in the United States. And so when people look at XM, it's not just for the big business. It is really a bank that is for everyone. It is a bank that takes our mandate and our responsibility very serious, that Congress also placed on us in 2019 in a reauthorization to make more financing available in the small business arena. So, being the daughter of small business owners, my parents were owners of a moving and logistics business, grocery store back then. It is exciting to be in this arena at this time to serve as one of America's diplomats that's out working for business each and every day. It doesn't matter whether you're large, medium, or small, all of the above.
I'm so happy to hear you say that about small businesses, because we have in our network over 4,600 businesses, and they are all looking to sell globally. All of them are interested in selling globally. So most of them are small businesses. And what we do at Black and Global is we train them on how to access all of these resources. So accessing the services at XM, the U.S. Commercial Services, the STEP grant, all of the ecosystem to help them. So to hear from someone at your level that there's a commitment to small businesses, we really want that to resonate with our attendees at the summit. So in that process, one of our requirements for our businesses is to create at least 5 jobs. That's one of the things we train them how to create at least 5 jobs. Could you speak to what the impact is when you have job creation as a part of your plan, what you do for the economy, and how XM views job creation?
Well, it is one of our essential elements that we instill in conversations everywhere we go about the creation of jobs, because when a business owner or entrepreneur is a part of one's community and putting people to work in good paying jobs, they are automatically a part of one's economy. The thing that I find exciting about your global network is that what most people don't understand is that at XM, we not only are we having a commitment through our authorization about creating more financing in small business, but it is also a commitment of the Biden-Harris administration. Right here at XM, in terms of, we believe we're doing our part, that last year, $1.6 billion were authorized that went to small business.
1.6.
1.6 billion, all across the world. And the thing that is so exciting is that 88% of all the transactions we did last year went to small business. And that is what most people don't understand. They see XM and they think maybe they've tried it before, or they looked at it and didn't believe that it was for them. Yes, it is. If we are in a new era in the Biden administration.
Yes.
And one of the things that this administration has been saying, the president's been saying from the very beginning, that he's trying to create a foreign policy not only for the middle class, but he wants to see us meet where the communities are. And where are they? They are in each one of your local communities. And being in that local communities, one of the data shows us that the average small business that's using XM services have 19 employees or less. So it's not that you have to have, the huge, even the SBA definition. You don't have to have, we use the definition for small business. Mm-hmm. But when you look at those who are exporting, their employee base is usually 19 or less. One example that we like to talk about is like during, Black History Month and during Black Business Month, we had a company called Atmos, ATMOS 360 Manufacturing. They were a minority and women-owned business. They were in Ohio. They are in Ohio, in Westchester. That business only has 4. They were able, with XM financing, to achieve 4 additional employees. Wow. It also gave them the ability to have more cash on hand for inventory and business growth. And so what are they doing? They're exporting to Asia, Europe, Canada, South America, and they use export credit insurance to ensure that they're able to continue to compete, to win, and to continue to be able to grow and to be successful. And so I bring that particular company up because it really is people understanding that there are those that are out there just like them.
Yes.
To see those success stories on xm.gov, that they can go and see people in videos, they can read stories about someone who is just like them, starting and growing their business right in many of the backyards that I'm sure your audience comes from. And so when I can cite examples like that, I can cite examples. There was a woman-owned business I just visited most recently in Denver. She was a family-owned business, a small business. I visited my first 100 days, a woman-owned business, minority-owned business in Pennsylvania, a textile business, another family-owned business. They were using XM resources, and when they found out about XM at a state economic development summit, they were trying to grow their textile business. They were at around $1 million+. And over the life of the business, over the last several years, especially even during COVID, XM's products, they were able to grow from a $3 million to a $7 million, and now beyond in the upcoming months for the rest of the fiscal year. So when I see companies all over the United States like that, those are the ones that people can identify with. Yes. They can share their stories, and they can say, well, if they can do it, I believe that I can too. So we can do something for a few $1,000s all the way up to millions and billions of dollars.
So I love that. And I love the use case because sometimes we tend to count ourselves out. And I think that's the problem. It doesn't cost you anything to ask. It doesn't cost you anything. What we do, Chair, is we go through the process of educating first because we want to make sure that you're ready to export. We call it global ready before they get to your team, right? Because sometimes you may not be at that place. But for products and for services, you do services as well?
Absolute products and services. That's another myth we're always trying to debunk, that people fail to realize it's also services. And a lot of minority and women-owned businesses are in the service arena. Yes. And they're doing exceptionally well. And they may find that they have relationships globally that they want to reach out to. People can often as they learn about different services, whether they're learning about the financing tools that XM has, everything working from direct loans to working capital to guarantees to insurance products, they too can understand, and working with us, with how to work with stronger with SBA around exporting, how to work with foreign commercial services around exporting. Yes. So XM is what we call another tool in the toolkit for a business to know about, because if they're thinking about exporting, if they're currently exporting and they want to grow and expand, we say definitely give XM a try or another try.
So that you just hit it on the head when you said another try. I love that transparency, because one of the things that we hear is, oh, we tried XM before and it didn't go well. Oh, we reach out and we don't get a response. So really, if you could share, why should people re-engage? Why should they take this opportunity in order to reconnect with XM?
So I think that we're in a critical time right now in the United States. There have been just so many geopolitical events. There have been just total disruption because of COVID in our supply chains. And what we're saying here is that XM is in the era of more outreach, I believe, than we've ever done in the past. We've done last year, during the COVID period, about 600 plus webinars a year. We are on tap to do even more this year. We would also like to hold XM, what I call XM game changer sessions, whereby your audience, virtually or in person, can get to know about our XM and our services and products from our own specialists. We have a dedicated group of specialists who work specifically with minorities and women-owned businesses, and also with businesses from underserved populations, whether it's tribal, whether it's veterans, whether it's LGBTQ, whether it's from people in rural communities. And so having that dedicated team of individuals, I think, is an opportunity for us to be more responsive, an opportunity to continue to show our commitment. And so we're looking for opportunities and places to have discussions just like here in this room, and opportunities for myself and our directors and our senior teams to be out in communities to talk about XM, let you learn more about the services, and talk to you about co-branding these kinds of sessions so that they can hear firsthand from us. And then secondly, we can also bring our other colleagues along, whether it's from SBA or the Department of Commerce. Many of our regional offices, we have about 13 around the country, only here in the United States. We are co-located if people are in those particular towns and cities. We are co-located with our SBA and our Department of Commerce partners, oftentimes within the World Trade Center offices, oftentimes. And then more importantly, we are co-branding and co-creating opportunities to work within the local communities with governors, mayors, and county officials, because we know how important it is for those individuals who are charged with the responsibility to be the economic driver in their community. Their brand, coupled with the U.S. government's brand of XM and others, can command, I believe, a better platform, a bigger platform, and one whereby when we end, they begin, or where they begin, we end, because in your local town and community, they're going to be there every single day. And we want to be able to say we're there to work alongside of them to make sure that we can provide resources needed for businesses to compete, but not just compete, but also for them to win global sales.
And so that's spot on for us, because we curate the information from XM on our website. And as a part of our training, we go through all of the centers and locations, the letter of interest, what all the steps are. So we really help businesses to understand that part. So the last part of our conversation, I would like to focus on Africa and your focus on Africa and doing business, because this summit this year is focused on the diaspora taking our skills and talents home. So our first year, we had over 1,100 attendees at our summit from about 53 countries. Last year, we had over 1,800 attendees from 68 countries. So we have quite a big reach. And so the messaging around Africa and how XM is able to help finance projects, help finance selling your products and services onto the continent. Can you speak to that?
No, absolutely right. I applaud you for the work that you all have been doing last year, and I applaud you for the theme for this year. It is so timely in the sense that I'm sure you are aware personally, but I'll tell your audience, I just returned a few short weeks from the continent. My second visit to the continent in this position. Last year, I traveled to Cote d'Ivoire. I traveled to Rwanda, as well as to Egypt for the COP27 conference. Then this year, a few short weeks ago, I just returned from a trip with Vice President Harris in Zambia. And before that, I had gone to Kenya with an AmCham, an American Chamber Abroad of Kenya, there with the Foreign Commercial Service with our ambassador. I will tell you, we were excited. I was excited to be on the continent last year. We signed a number of MOUs while we were there with Cote d'Ivoire that we are operationalizing. This year, we signed an MOU and working very closely with the Tanzanian ambassador as as well as our American ambassador Battle. The summit, that work was definitely a takeoff of what the president had done at the Africa Leaders Summit last year. And we were also fortunate that at our own conference, which is coming up in October, we would love to see as many of your members and participate. It will be hybrid, it will be in person, and it will be online. But last year during the Africa Leaders Summit, we were very fortunate to sign over $1 billion of MOUs with a number of African financial institutions, which we hope coming together to co-finance and to work on projects together to foster economic opportunity and support jobs, not just in the United States, but also in Africa. So what we did with those financial institutions, one was Africa 50. We did an MOU, $300 million to facilitate financing for exports, goods, and services. Then another one was with Africa Finance Corporation, and the last one was with AfriExim Bank. All three of those MOUs, we hope continues to send the signal of how strongly we are committed to strengthening the commercial ties and our commercial engagement throughout the continent. Additionally, there have been, right on our website, there have been news of where we have been also authorizing a number of transactions, not only in Africa, but also in the Caribbean. So we look at both of those relationships as strong, but just for your audience, we work around the world. Yeah. If you want to know where XM is open around the world, there's what we call our country limitation schedule is right there on our website again, xm.gov. Also, this year, we're going to be launching our own diaspora engagement network. We're going to be working with our partner at the State Department, Special Representative Dorothy McCullough, and others throughout the government. We have some news that will be coming out soon about not only diaspora in the on the African continent, but also diaspora in the Indo-Pacific, and also diaspora in Latin America and the Western Hemisphere. We see those engagements as critical. We understand that when you have folks who are from diaspora communities, they have a level of connectivity, a level of experience and exposure on both sides of the world, in both continents, and a good opportunity for them to assist in identifying what we would call bankable deals, bankable projects, bankable opportunities that can use XM's financing tools to help them grow and expand their companies.
I want to come along for the ride. We are in it. We are in it. I'm so excited and so elated because we want to do business on the continent and we want to find a way to do it. Oftentimes for us, it's lack of access to capital, lack of access to know-how. It's not because we're not interested. So let me say, Black and Global was born October 2020 after George Floyd. I'm an international tax attorney. So I've worked with large multinationals typically. But after that, I started to reevaluate how I was helping the Black business community. We registered April 2021. In less than 2 years, over 4,600 businesses have shown their interest in selling globally. You can't say that we don't want to sell our products and services around the world. There's no way we as a new organization can grow that quickly and there's no interest. And I can tell you from our end, for example, we went on the trade mission with the U.S. Commercial Services on the first on the first minority trade mission. We met Tammy there on that trade mission last year. We love Tammy. And our businesses, they're closing contracts from in those other countries. Because as a lawyer, I'm very results oriented. I'm interested in closing contracts and creating jobs. So the message that I wanted to share with you from our community or from our network is we are here for international business, and we have the skills and talents to do knowledge transfer, Chair. That's the other thing that's important to us. Not here, our focus was on the Caribbean, and we had the Deputy Secretary from CARICOM to speak for us last year. And we've had Stedman Graham to speak for us. We've had so many different businesses have poured into us. So focusing on Africa, we really want to be in a position to be able to get financing. We have products, we have purchase orders from to buy in other countries. We want to be able to bring those purchase orders to XM. We want to be able to say, here are the deals that we want to do, and we need support in getting those deals financed. And we review those companies before we bring them to the table so that we can make sure that their infrastructure is strong and that they're able to deliver on those contracts. They will not even get to your door if they are not ready to start doing global business. So it's very encouraging to hear directly from you what your commitment is and what your agency's commitment is, because over the next few years, as we work for our businesses to grow their contracts on the continent, we will be knocking on your door.
Look, you all knock on the door, and we want to make sure that that door is open wide for you, as well as it is open and inclusive for all. It is so important to hear you talk about the fact of having gone on that first trade mission, because you're right, you just got to take that first step. No matter what size business you are, no matter how small you think where you are right now, if you are looking at going global, if you're thinking about going global, we want you to come to XM. But to be able to have the Black and Global Business Network, to work with your audience, to work with your members, to work with your network on capacity building is also critical. You know, you are absolutely right. Tammy Maxwell is our Senior Vice President who's acting in that capacity. She created the Women and Minority effort here at XM as a Vice President. And we've been working with Tammy. I've been working with Tammy since before I started, when I was going through my confirmation process. I would tell you, I have never seen a more committed team, what we call our Office of Small Business, and the work that they do. They're all around the country attending conferences and workshops. They're working with our Global Business Development arm on all these webinars and these visits. They're out there working with our banks and our lenders and our insurance brokers to ensure that they know the latest products that they have, that we have, to be able to offer to your network. You know, our commitment, my commitment, I believe our commitment runs deep when we talk about small business. When we talk about, I told them in 2023, we got to be powering up women. That is what we have to do if we want to make sure that women and minority businesses are growing, because they are creating more jobs. Their businesses are more dynamic. We also know if you export, you're going to be able to be more resilient. They probably themselves are creating more jobs. So not only do we have a congressional mandate to make more financing available around transformational export program areas like AI and quantum computing and water and power and things of that nature, but also we have that authorization in the 2019 reauthorization. We were asked to make more financing available in the renewable energy space. So you may have people in your membership in that clean energy sector who is looking at everything from energy storage to energy efficiency to batteries, but also Congress asked us to make more available on the Africa continent. So when you look at these kinds of areas, whether it's transformational exports, whether it's Africa, whether it's small business, whether it's renewables, that is just a piece of that we do. We are open in all sectors, in all sizes of businesses can have the ability to come to XM. So not only is XM committed, the Biden-Harris administration is committed, and I couldn't be more excited to be in this era of engagement with an administration that values the work that small businesses do in creating jobs each and every day in our community. And XM wants to be there to make sure that we do our part for them to grow, compete, and win all around the world.
Oh, excellent. There's nothing else to be said after that. Excellent. Absolutely, positively excellent. So thank you for taking your time. I mean, Chair Lewis literally is all over the world, meeting all the time. I mean, she gave you just a snippet of her schedule, but for her to take the time to come and talk to us this afternoon is invaluable to us. And we will make sure that we contribute to the success of the agency by showcasing and bringing fantastic bankable projects because we want to access this $1 billion MOU. So thank you, Chair Lewis. Any other words? I thought you closed fantastically, but in case you want to say anything else.
To say, Melissa, thank you to the Black and Global Business Network. I am so excited about the work that all of you are doing. So excited about the network of entrepreneurs and business executives and leaders who are exporting, who want to export. And we just want to make sure we say, just make sure you come to XM. We hope to be able to help you out there as you grow and expand your business.
All right. And with that, thank you, Chair Lewis. And thank you, everybody, for joining this conversation. I am Melissa Muhammad, your sister and servant. We are the Black and Global Business Network, globalizing our connections, keeping us in the Black, and we will see you around the globe. In general, helping businesses to understand what is a trade mission, because for businesses that might understand ITA, GDEI, US Commercial Services, and not know what these acronyms actually mean. So Black and Global, we've participated in a number of GDEI trade missions. So we wanted you to share with our community today at our summit and tell us about you and the Global Diversity Export Initiative. Welcome to the Black and Global Business Network, another awesome opportunity for businesses to learn how the U.S. government can help them grow from Black and local to Black and global. So we're excited to have Gabriela Zelaya from the U.S. Commercial Services Global Diversity Export Initiative. So hi, Gabriela, how are you?
Hello, Melissa. I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. You have been a part of our meetings and sharing information for a number of years, and we are really grateful to you for all that you've shared. So Black and Global, we've participated in a number of GDEI trade missions. So we wanted you to share with our community today at our summit and tell us about you and the Global Diversity Export Initiative.
Sure. Thank you, Melissa. Just to introduce a little bit about the Global Diversity Export Initiative, this initiative was created in 2021 to help U.S. companies in underserved communities to overcome barriers to exporting. GDEI creates and execute export promotion strategies to reach businesses in urban and rural underserved communities, including minority, women, LGBTQI+, veteran, and service-disabled veteran-owned businesses.
So that's a mouthful, Gabriela. That's a mouthful. So for people who don't understand exporting, can you give us an idea of what's the objective of GDEI? And when you say that you support diverse businesses or underserved businesses in the global market, give us an idea of what you mean by that.
Absolutely. So our goal with the GDEI program is to ensure that our global network of international trade experts in more than 100 U.S. cities and 80 countries delivers proven export solutions to help businesses in underserved communities compete and win in the international marketplace. These businesses often do not have access to resources or a knowledge of exporting. Many of these businesses have yet to export or may be selling to just one or two markets. So we want to grow the number of businesses that export and help current exporters expand their global sales.
So global sales, that is a key word, and that's what we do at Black and Global. So our process is helping our businesses to learn about programs like this, helping our businesses to learn how to work with the US government to sell their products and services, and messaging to them that, yes, the government helps large businesses, but they help small businesses too. And they help medium-sized businesses too. And GDEI is a really key program that's there to help you. So, Gabriella, so what inspired you to lead GDEI? You were over the education industry previously. And how do you define your primary responsibilities in this role?
Great questions, Melissa. So my academic experience opened new doors and led me on the path to an internship with the U.S. Commercial Service at the U.S. Embassy in Madrid, Spain, where I applied my Spanish-speaking skills to help U.S. companies discuss partnership agreements with distributors. And my passion for education and inclusion only grew from there. And I went on to become the Global Education Team Lead, as you mentioned, and now the Director of the Community Engagement as part of the Global Diversity Export Initiative, or GDEI. So during my career at the International Trade Administration, I am most proud of programs that have helped promote more inclusive economic growth opportunities for businesses of all types and sizes, including the March 2024 GDEI trade mission to Panama, Costa Rica, and Colombia, which brought more than 130 participants to these markets. And of course, the upcoming December 2024 GDEI trade mission to Saudi Arabia, which also focuses on women-led businesses.
So, and we were on the trade mission to Latin America, and we had a number of our companies that joined us on that trade mission. And it's just a testament, Gabriella, that the administration is focusing on not only underserved communities in terms of racial diversity, but in terms of women. And that is what was quite interesting, the focus on women-led businesses. So let me ask you, if you have a trade mission that is listed or focused on women-led businesses, does that mean that men can't go on the trade mission?
No, these trade missions are open to all U.S. companies. And so we do go through a process of vetting the applications based on potential in the markets, based on, what the company's service or product is, and the match to participate in a program. So absolutely not. We do have this opportunity for all U.S. companies that are interested in exporting to that market.
Yeah, that's one of the things that when our businesses start in our incubator, we have them to set out a 12-month plan. And as a part of that 12-month plan, we have them to choose a region that they're going to target, right? And we use a lot of the resources on your website, the country guides and different types of tools in order to help them hone in, okay, where for the product or service that I have, where am I going to focus within this 12-month period of time? And so going through that process, we always have them to choose a trade mission to go on. We always have them to select one of GDEI's trade missions to apply for. And so, but that's the pushback we get from some of the men. The men say, oh, this says women-led. And we're saying, well, it says women-led, but it doesn't say excluding men. So it's always so important for us to stress to them that if your product or service fits what is being sold or can be purchased in the market, and we've done the analysis to help you work with your U.S. Commercial Services representative that's closest to your city, then we can help you determine whether or not this is a good opportunity for you. So thank you for saying that they are open to
Absolutely.
men and female. Yeah, that's really great. So, Gabriella, as the director of GDEI, what strategies have you found are the most effective in fostering inclusion and support for minority businesses?
Well, thanks for that question, Melissa. I know besides our trade missions, ITA's Building Bridges to Global Markets has been a key program for us as well. the ITA Building Bridges to Global Markets program brings in-person exporting expertise to businesses in underserved communities. These events introduce reliable contacts, accurate information, and ready-to-use resources that will place diverse businesses firmly on the road to exporting success. This calendar year, we've held 8 Building Bridges events in communities across the United States, and it's directly supported over 2,000 U.S. companies to better understand the impact of exporting and the valuable resources available through the International Trade Administration and other federal agencies. So to increase engagement with underserved businesses, this year's Building Bridges events were held in collaboration with regional and national GDI strategic partners such as the National Business League, the National Black Chamber of Commerce, the U.S. Pan-Asian American Chamber of Commerce, the National Veteran Business Development Council, and the National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development, as well as the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
So that is really a large reach. We participated in the event with the National Black Chamber and the National Business League event in Atlanta in August of this year. And we found we had great success being at that event, and we were able to help quite a few businesses, both businesses that are businesses from foreign countries. That event was focused on doing Pan-African businesses from around the world, right? And so we were able to do great work there as well. And you said you did 8 of those events this year, and those events are in different cities, right?
Absolutely. Actually, back in January 2024, we had a press release with the Secretary of Commerce on the schedule of 2024 GDEI events, and that included our Building Bridges series with the different conferences, cities, and dates, as well as our trade missions that we're holding this year.
And that is important because, so the Secretary of Commerce, so some businesses may know, some businesses may not know, who is the Secretary of Commerce? What does that mean? Why is she important to me? And it is a she right now. And but the Secretary of Commerce is the Department of Commerce is where the International Trade Administration is housed, right, Gabriella? Which is where the U.S. Department of Commerce is located, which is where GDEI is located. And the reason Gabriella is saying that is so important with the secretary is because that helps you to understand the level of support, right, from the department that is invested in this program.
Absolutely. It's from the leadership team down to us at the working level. So putting together the GDI programming for the year. Yes, absolutely.
And if anyone is interested, Gabriella, in getting information for 2025 on where those events are and how they might sign up to attend those Building Bridges events, where would they go in order to get that information?
Yeah, so companies can actually visit our websites either at trade.gov/export-solutions or our GDEI website at trade.gov/global-diversity-export-initiative. So you can probably also just search Global Diversity Export Initiative and you'll come across our events, as well as who we have as GDI, ITA strategic partners that we're working with, and then, of course, a number of other resources that we have available online.
Right. And so what you want to do is go on the Global Diversity Export Initiative website, look at all of the events that are happening for 2025, and identify the ones that you want to attend. And if you're currently selling domestically and you have a business that you've run for a number of years, we would really encourage you to check out GDEI and the Building Bridges just as an opportunity, just as a listening, tour. To me, Gabriella, what I liked about those and working with the people at ITA was it was an opportunity for businesses to hear from the government, but also the government having an opportunity to hear from the businesses. And I just thought that two-way communication was really a great opportunity for you all to understand some of the challenges that underserved businesses might face. So, Gabriella, can you walk us through the planning process for a trade mission first? Yeah, in general, helping businesses to understand what is a trade mission, because for businesses that might understand ITA, GDEI, US Commercial Services, and not know what these acronyms actually mean, right? So for us, what we translate these terms to basically say this team works with foot soldiers on the ground around the world to go and get you global contracts. I mean, that's basically what they're doing. So can you help people who may or may not understand what is the planning process in a trade mission? And in particular, what's the primary goal of a trade mission? And then more specifically, what is the goal of the trade mission to Saudi Arabia?
Well, thanks for that, Melissa. So trade missions are an important platform to build and facilitate relationships between individuals and commercial partners. This is especially important when doing business in Saudi Arabia. There is no substitute for face-to-face interactions. So U.S. companies on our mission will benefit from business-to-business or B2B matchmaking meetings with pre-screened potential buyers, agents, distributors, or joint venture partners. We customize the meetings for individual U.S. participants to help match their product or service with the needs of potential partners or buyers. Participants will also meet directly with our commercial diplomats at the U.S. embassies in Riyadh, a critical on-the-ground resource that are best positioned to help them understand and to operate within the local Saudi market. The trade mission is a unique, curated experience that ITA is proud to offer to U.S. businesses.
So that is really helpful. And the planning process that you go through. So you're saying that businesses will be able to head to Riyadh and they will be able to actually have pre-screened buyers to meet with them, right? Which is what is really, really key.
Absolutely. That's a key part of these trade missions. Aside from the valuable networking, of course, it's those business-to-business matchmaking meetings to meet with potential buyers and potential partners.
Okay. And then, so what opportunities do you see for U.S. businesses in Saudi Arabia and the surrounding region, especially for underrepresented groups?
So there are many reasons U.S. businesses should consider opportunities in Saudi Arabia. With a GDP of approximately $1 trillion in 2023, Saudi Arabia is the largest economy in the Arab world and has some 38 million consumers. In 2023, U.S. goods and services exported to Saudi Arabia were $24.9 billion, up to 12.9% from 2022. And overall, market trends are very encouraging. Saudi Arabia is undergoing a transformation on a scale difficult to describe without witnessing it firsthand. Its Vision 2030 Economic Diversification Initiative, launched in 2016, aims to reduce the country's dependence on oil by developing various sectors, so including services and industrial sectors, among many others. So Vision 2030 also seeks to promote broader access to education and jobs, which in turn will increase the quality of life and build a more inclusive society, all of which lead to greater opportunities for trade and investment. Vision 2030, politically, institutional, and financial reforms, coupled with significant investment by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, are generating tremendous opportunities for U.S. and foreign companies across all sectors. So growing opportunities range from renewable energy, transportation, and healthcare to advanced technologies, aerospace, beauty products, educational training, and more. Another area is infrastructure. So look no further than the series of giga projects that include the $500 billion NEOM, or NEOM, a cognitive and smart city development in northwestern Saudi Arabia. This Kijia Entertainment and Sports Mega Project in Riyadh, and the Red Sea Project, a sustainable luxury tourist destination stretching the length of Saudi Arabia's Red Sea coast. So there also continues to be opportunities in franchising and growing opportunities in information and communications technologies, financial services, financial technology, and e-commerce. Saudi Arabia's business community is open to many of the leading U.S. sectors and welcomes working with new to export companies with export-ready products and services. Additionally, Saudi Arabia has implemented a range of initiatives and funds aimed at fostering Saudi Arabia's women's entrepreneurship. So the range of opportunities exist within both the Saudi private sector and government reflect Saudi Arabia, as well as indeed the region's more broadly push to reduce oil dependence and create new economic drivers aligned with Vision 2030 goals, and seek to position Saudi Arabia as a global hub for business and tourism.
Wow, that is a tremendous amount, $1 trillion. That number is so ginormous. And what we did, Gabriella, was we reached out to a lot of the relationships that we have in Saudi Arabia, actually in the region. We talked to the team on the ground there at the U.S. Commercial Services to get an idea of, for this summit, why our businesses should look at the Middle East, why should they look at the region, and why they should look at Saudi. And so when you say $1 trillion, so the money's going to be spent either way, right? It's going to, they need to buy and import virtually everything. This is how we have to position our thinking. And if it's going to be spent anyway, why not have our businesses on the forefront? Because Gabriella, one of the challenges that we have so often is our businesses count themselves out. And they think that it's so difficult and they don't have support in these markets for projects like NEOM and the other projects like Education City and just the entire litany of projects. And we put together all of those projects for our attendees so that they can actually see the blueprint of what is being sought for each one of those projects, like the Red Sea project that's taking place. And it's just incredible because 2016 to 2024, right? So a Vision 30 project at 2024, they're only 6 years out and they still need a lot of work and a lot of support in these markets. So I'm really happy that the U.S. is focusing on helping businesses to have these opportunities to grow in these markets. And then you said, what was the number you said, Gabriella, for the U.S. sales in 2023?
Let me see here. So U.S. goods and services exported to Saudi Arabia were 24.9 billion, so close to 25 billion, and that was up 13% from 2022.
Wow, 13% increase. And if you're talking $25 billion, what that means is that products and services from the U.S. were sold into Saudi Arabia in the amount of $25 billion. And if the U.S. government is going to assist you, you might as well be a part of that $25 billion. That's what we are trying to get you to understand and how Gabriella's team can help you. And listen, Gabriella, what we tell people is what you do, there's no charge for it. It's free. What you do is free. What we do is not free, but what you do is free. And so businesses, you don't have to go through us to work with Gabriella. We're going to give you her contact information and you can reach out to her team directly because we only work with a certain number of businesses a year. But Gabriella, what you all do is much bigger than we can deliver, on a one-on-one basis. So that's why we ask you all to come and to speak and to share and to open the door so that our businesses that want to reach out to you directly, that they are more than welcome to do that. And so I appreciate the spirit that you're speaking in because it's a spirit that says you are welcome to come and do business with us. and underrepresented communities, we are here to help you and support you with these projects and this $1 trillion economy and accessing that. So I think that's great. So, and then Gabriella, so as we wrap up this conversation, so let's ask you about the advice that you would give a U.S. Diverse business and considering exporting for the very first time, right? So you have businesses that are along the chain. I'm gonna give you an example. I was at a event a couple of weeks back for manufacturers because we have a focus where one of our programs, we're focusing on helping Black manufacturers to export their products and services, right? So I met with a manufacturing company. They never even knew it was possible to get support in exporting their products. And they do over $30 million in sales a year domestically in the US. It's 100% Black-owned manufacturing facility. And so that's one level of company, right? But this would be they would be a first-time exporter, even though they're selling domestically. That person, all the way from a person who might be a tech-savvy person that might have created fintech, and they might be interested in selling their product or service into another country, down to the third profile of person that we find, which is a professional services person who always excludes themselves and says, I have a service. Can you export a service? And they might be a first-time exporter. So covering those three types of businesses, what advice would you offer someone considering exporting for the first time? And what resources are within GDEI that they can utilize in order to help them get started with this?
So all of this is a great questions. So just to start, over the last 2 years, we have worked together with the National Business League and the National Black Chamber of Commerce on successfully supporting Black-owned businesses to develop export strategic plans through the GDEI Export Tech Program. And that's a 3-month export accelerator designed to accommodate the export needs of underserved and underrepresented businesses. So this spring's GDI Export Tech Program included a cohort of 7 small businesses in underserved communities within 5 states. So 4 of the participating companies represented the personal care sector. Other participants included leadership and coaching services, food and beverage, and healthcare companies. So in addition to gaining exposure to export resources at the federal and state level, participants created strategic plans for export growth and presented them to a panel of experts through the program's final session. So they get a lot of great insights as to how to best position their companies to engage in successfully exporting. So the Export Tech Program is a great way for a new to export company to learn about the resources offered at the state, federal levels and plug into the export ecosystem. So finally, just to conclude, by encouraging those companies that aren't exporting or selling to only a few markets to consider their export potential. With about 95% of the world's population outside of the United States, it simply makes economic sense to expand your business abroad. No business is too small to export. The growth of online sales, better logistics options, and the wide array of federal, state, and local programs have made exporting much more viable. Exporting can be good for the bottom line, and diversifying your sales can help make your company more competitive in the global marketplace. Also consider the following: whether large or small, a business that has a good track record of selling in languages, in different business cultures, and ways of doing business may have a more competitive advantage in conducting business, particularly in foreign markets. So of course, again, a great way to get started is by visiting our website or searching the Global Diversity Export Initiative. You can find us at trade.gov. Again, /global-diversity-export-initiative. So hopefully Melissa will be able to give you my contact information and of course our URL so you can reach out to us directly and we can answer your questions.
So that is really helpful. And, one of the questions, we get many questions, right? On culture, like going to Saudi Arabia, do I have to speak Arabic? Is there, but in terms of resources that the Department of Commerce is able to help you with is translators and, all of those should not be barriers, right? The first step is just come and get the information. Just come and consider exporting or global sales as a part of your portfolio. And so, there are resources in terms of getting you when you head to another country, getting onto a trade mission, resources to help you with hotels, resources to help you with transportation, resources to help you with flights. There's so many resources that are available. A driver when you get in country, or transportation, and also the interpreter. And then some people are concerned about security. All of those issues. We tell businesses, Gabriella, you pay your tax dollars for the team to work at the embassies in these countries. And their job is to serve you as an American business owner, regardless to your size. And so these are your resources in these 80 countries that Gabriella mentioned. And there are 100 cities around the US where this is the first step for you to actually start down this road. So, Gabriella, this has really been a great conversation. We really appreciate your help and your support. And we are really excited that we have worked with the National Business League and the National Black Chamber of Commerce, because for us, we don't need to duplicate the wheel, right? We're happy to work with them because we're the lawyers. We are the cross the T's and dot the I's. We are the paperwork people. We the people that, people run away from. So we have loved working with them and working with you guys at GDEI. And so just to share, for us at Black and Global, the first GDEI trade mission was in, I think it was May 2022. And we were on that trade mission and it went to Europe. That was Italy, Portugal, and Spain. And then we were on the second one to Africa, which was last year in 2023. Because these trade missions are competitive. You have to apply. You have to go through an interview. And there's no guarantee. But you don't even have to pay any money just to go through the interview process. It's free. You just fill out an application, and that's something that we help businesses with. And then the trade mission to Africa, we went to Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa, and we formed partnerships with 10 groups in each country. And then we just talked about the trade mission that we did this year in 2024. So we are proof of the work that GDEI does, and we are very successful based on our trade mission. So Gabriella, we just want to thank you all for your hard work and let you know that we continue to support the program and encourage our businesses to reach out to you. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for the invitation, Melissa. Thank you so much.
So I am your sister and servant, Melissa Muhammad. We are the Black and Global Business Network, globalizing our connections, keeping us in the Black, and we'll see you around the globe. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you so much to Melissa, Retta Jo Lewis, and Gabriella Zelaya. We are actually going to take a short 15-minute break. The time here in Arizona is 9:30 a.m., which means on the East Coast, it is 11:30 a.m. And so we're going to reconvene here in 15 minutes, which will be a quarter till the top of the hour. And so when we come back, we're going to get back into our sessions for the day with I hope I don't mess this up. Hisa Alasaf, Tehran Elvis, and Michael Mahaber. And so we'll expect to see you guys back here in 15 minutes, which will be a quarter till. See you soon. Please stay in the auditorium. I just read the note, Bing, sorry. We are going to start on time at 1:45. So stay around, stay in the auditorium, stay close so that we can begin on time. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the Middle East Vision 2030, a game changer for global trade. From Saudi Arabia to Qatar, Dubai to Abu Dhabi, Jordan, and other Middle East countries, these nations are reshaping the future of business on a global scale. Imagine a future where innovation meets sustainability, where billion-dollar mega cities like Neom and smart hubs in Dubai are ready to drive the next wave of international trade. With world-class infrastructure from ports to airports, the Middle East is positioning itself as the crossroads of the global economy. Projects like Saudi Arabia's Red Sea Tourism Initiative and Qatar's Lusail City offer endless investment opportunities. And it's not just about trade, it's about sustainability. Vision 2030 projects are pioneering clean energy solutions that will power tomorrow's industries, helping global businesses go green. With these ambitious initiatives, the Middle East is inviting global entrepreneurs, investors, and businesses to be part of this transformative journey. The door to the future of global trade is wide open. Are you ready to seize the opportunities? The Middle East Vision 2030 is where local innovation meets global success. Vision 2030.
Abu Dhabi Vision 2030 is leading a transformative journey, creating a sustainable, diversified economy for future generations. Focused on sustainable growth and innovation, Vision 2030 aims to build a balanced economy, enhance social welfare, and position Abu Dhabi as a global leader. American businesses have a pivotal role to play. Whether it's in renewable energy, smart infrastructure, healthcare technology, or artificial intelligence, Abu Dhabi's Vision 2030 offers lucrative opportunities. From smart cities to healthcare advancements, Abu Dhabi is embracing global partnerships to bring cutting-edge technologies and solutions to life. With forward-thinking policies and investment opportunities, Abu Dhabi Vision 2030 is a strategic invitation for U.S. businesses to be part of the region's transformation. Ready to expand your business globally? Abu Dhabi Vision 2030 is your gateway to innovation, sustainability, and economic growth. We at Black.
In Dubai, the future is not just a destination, it's a journey toward global leadership in innovation, sustainability, and technology. Welcome to Dubai Vision 2030. Dubai Vision 2030 focuses on transforming the city into a global hub for innovation, advanced technology, and sustainable living. American businesses are invited to bring their expertise in renewable energy, healthcare, AI, fintech, and construction, as Dubai positions itself as the city of the future. From cutting-edge tech to sustainable urban development, Dubai's open economy and Vision 2030 initiatives offer immense opportunities for U.S. businesses to innovate and expand. With its ambitious goals, Dubai Vision 2030 is a call for global innovation, creating an ecosystem where U.S. businesses can thrive. Are you ready to lead the next wave of global change? The future is in Dubai and the opportunity is yours. We at
Introducing Jordan's Water Conservation and Management Project, a vital part of Vision 2030. Jordan is addressing one of its biggest challenges, water scarcity. With projects like the Red Sea Dead Sea Water Conveyance, Jordan is securing its future through advanced desalination and water management technologies. Jordan Vision 2030 aims for long-term sustainability, with water conservation at the heart of its national agenda. What does this mean for American businesses? Water technology solutions. Opportunities for U.S. businesses to provide desalination systems, smart irrigation technologies, and water recycling solutions. Sustainable infrastructure. Partner with Jordan in building sustainable water infrastructure, including treatment plants and storage facilities. Innovation and research. Contribute to water conservation research and help modernize Jordan's water systems with AI-driven water management solutions. Jordan is investing in a water-secure future. Your business can be part of this sustainable transformation through Vision 2030. Black and
Oman Vision 2040 is on the move. With world-class projects springing up across the country, we're witnessing the dawn of a new era of development. Today, we're spotlighting just 5 of these incredible ventures shaping the future of the Sultanate. First, Oman Rail, a state-of-the-art 2,135 kilometers rail network connecting major ports. This initiative will position Oman as a key logistics hub in the GCC. Next, the Spray Boulevard in Salalah, a $103 million investment creating a 470,000 square meter waterfront destination, expected to draw over 1 million visitors annually. The City Yeti project, with a $1 billion commitment to eco-friendly living, providing homes and amenities for 10,000 residents. The Sino Oman Industrial City in Duqm, spanning 1,172 hectares, hosting Oman's second oil refinery and a petrochemicals complex. Finally, the Ames Bay development in Muzamban, creating the Ames Resort and Ames Harbor with a $7 million Omani rail investment. These projects are paving the way for a brighter, more prosperous future. Black and
Saudi Arabia is opening the door to incredible business opportunities under Vision 2030, and American businesses are perfectly positioned to take advantage. From the $500 billion NEOM megacity, a futuristic hub integrating smart technology, to the Green Saudi Initiative, this is where the future of global business and sustainability collide. With eco-friendly developments like the Red Sea Project, tourism is booming. For American companies in hospitality, construction, and environmental technology, this is your chance to bring services and innovation to a global audience. Entertainment giants, listen up. Saudi Arabia's Qiddiya project aims to become the world's largest entertainment and sports city. From theme parks to media production, the demand for creativity and expertise is sky high. Whether you're in tech, sustainability, tourism, or entertainment, Vision 2030 offers immense opportunities for American businesses to sell products and services and be part of a global transformation. The future is now, and the opportunities are endless. Are you ready to take your business to the next level with Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030?
In 2008, Qatar launched an ambitious journey, Vision 2030, a national strategy to transform into a sustainable, diversified economy. From smart cities to renewable energy, Qatar is investing heavily in innovation, sustainability, and human development. For U.S. businesses, the opportunities are vast. Renewable energy technology, healthcare innovations, educational tools, and AI solutions to fuel Qatar's Vision 2030 goals. With an open economy and a focus on global partnerships, Qatar is ready for innovative solutions from U.S. companies that want to lead in healthcare, AI, green energy, and beyond. Are you ready to be part of Qatar's future? Explore business opportunities and make a global impact.
Abu Dhabi Global Market, or ADGM, is the international financial center at the crossroads of global finance, innovation, and investment. ADGM provides a dynamic ecosystem for financial institutions, fintech companies, and investment firms, positioning itself as a leading financial hub for the Middle East and beyond for American businesses. ADGM offers an unparalleled gateway to access Middle Eastern markets with opportunities in fintech, venture capital, asset management, and more. ADGM is at the forefront of global financial trends, from blockchain and digital banking to sustainable finance, offering a secure and innovative environment for financial leaders. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Abu Dhabi Global Market invites global innovators to join the future of finance and investment. Partner with Abu Dhabi Global Market, your gateway to global finance, black and global.
The Dubai Economic Agenda D33 sets the stage for an ambitious future aiming to double Dubai's economy in the next 10 years and establish it as one of the top 3 global cities for trade and investment. D33 focuses on sustainable growth, technological innovation, and increasing foreign investments. Dubai's D33 agenda creates vast opportunities for U.S. businesses in sectors like fintech, logistics, green energy, digital transformation, and real estate. D33 is Dubai's blueprint for economic resilience and global competitiveness. Are you ready to be part of Dubai's growth story? The D33 agenda invites global partners to shape the future of business and innovation. U.S. businesses have unparalleled opportunities to lead in key sectors as Dubai shapes the future of the global economy.
Welcome to Silk City, Kuwait's most ambitious mega project. Set to redefine global trade, finance, and tourism as part of Kuwait Vision 2035, with an investment of over $100 billion. Silk City, or Madinat Al Harir, is designed to be a hub of international commerce, cutting-edge technology, and sustainable living. Silk City aims to become one of the world's largest financial centers, attracting global investments, international businesses, and creating a dynamic economy that links the Middle East with Asia, Europe, and beyond. So what does Silk City mean for American businesses? It's a golden opportunity. Infrastructure and smart city solutions, renewable energy and sustainability, tourism and hospitality. Silk City is not just a vision. It's the future of global business. Be part of this historic development as it reshapes the global economic landscape. Ready to take your business global? Join the Silk City revolution today. Discover how your business can grow with Kuwait Vision 2035.
NEOM, Saudi Arabia's visionary mega project, is reshaping the future of urban living with sustainability, innovation, and cutting-edge technology at its core. Spanning over 10,000 square miles, NEOM is a living laboratory for renewable energy, AI, and groundbreaking infrastructure, blending technology with nature. For American companies, NEOM offers vast opportunities: clean energy, healthcare innovation, AI solutions, smart infrastructure, and digital transformation. From green energy to digital cities, NEOM is leading the way toward a carbon-neutral future with endless possibilities for global collaboration. Are you ready to be part of the future? NEOM invites global innovators to turn vision into reality. Renewable energy, AI, and digital transformation, sustainable urban development, healthcare and biotechnology, tourism and entertainment. NEOM is not just a city. It's the world's largest and most innovative project, offering American businesses endless possibilities to lead the future of sustainable innovation.
We at Black.
Welcome to the Red Sea Project, Saudi Arabia's breathtaking vision for sustainable luxury tourism on the world's most pristine shores. With sustainability at its heart, this project aims to preserve 75% of its natural environment, powered entirely by renewable energy and zero waste. For U.S. companies, the Red Sea Project offers unique opportunities in luxury ecotourism, green technology, and sustainable construction. Combining untouched nature with world-class luxury, this project is redefining tourism in a way that enhances the environment and promotes global innovation. Are you ready to shape the future of luxury tourism? Join the Red Sea Project in creating a world-class, eco-friendly destination. Explore opportunities. The Red Sea Project. The Red Sea Project is poised to be a global model for sustainable tourism and luxury living, providing immense opportunities for American companies to lead the future of eco-friendly hospitality and innovation.
Education City, Qatar's center of academic excellence, is home to world-class universities and cutting-edge research, driving innovation and intellectual growth. With branches of prestigious universities like Georgetown, Cornell, and Carnegie Mellon, Education City is a global hub for knowledge, empowering students to lead the future. Education City offers unmatched opportunities for U.S. companies in areas like EdTech solutions, research partnerships, AI, and sustainable campus infrastructure. From cutting-edge research to digital innovation, Education City provides a fertile ground for developing tomorrow's solutions in partnership with U.S. businesses. Are you ready to contribute to global education and research? Education City welcomes innovators and partners to shape the future of learning and discovery.
Dr. Lene?
Yes, ma'am. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry about that. I
Thank
lost
you.
track of time. All right. So we are back and we are going to go into our next video, our next series. Let me grab the bios really quickly. All right. So we have is everybody back into the room. Everybody should hopefully has returned. And we are going to go in with our next set of speakers. Our first speaker is going to be Hisa Al-Asaf, I believe I'm saying that right, hopefully, is a business development manager in the ICT division of the Investment Development Deputyship at the Saudi Ministry of Investment. With a focus on driving foreign investments and aligning with Vision 2030, she plays a key role in advancing Saudi Arabia's economic goals in the technology sector. Known for her expertise in navigating Saudi Arabia's investment landscape, Hisa actively promotes the kingdom as a strategic global investment destination. Our second speaker will be Tehran Elvis. The founder of Anvis, Tehran Elvis has always been deeply committed to his community, beginning his journey of service at the age of 15 by contributing to infrastructure projects in Montgomery County, Maryland. Tehran graduated from the University of Maryland, College Park, where he supported incoming African-American male students as a counselor. Armed with a bachelor's degree in economics, Tehran honed his expertise in construction, real estate, wealth management, and retirement planning. As a business owner, Tehran is recognized for his strong leadership, communication, and customer service skills. He has a proven ability to create and sustain valuable business relationships, which are the cornerstone of Anvis' success. His expertise in streamlining operations to boost efficiency and revenue is matched only by his belief that relationships are the true currency of business, invaluable and irreplaceable. Our third speaker will be Michael Mohaber. Michael is Tehran Elvis's business partner for Anvis, LLC. They specialize in the global export of high-demand U.S. products and services to emerging and underserved markets. The company is dedicated to bridging the gap in global trade by bringing American excellence to the world. Anvis, LLC rigorously vets both products, suppliers, and buyers to ensure seamless, reliable, and beneficial transactions for all parties involved. And we will go to our next speakers.
Hello, everyone. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hissa Al-Assaf. I am from the Ministry of Investment in Saudi Arabia. I am from the ITCT sector under the Investment Development Deputyship in MISA. We have 22 sectors over here. We cover most of sectors. We have healthcare, human capital, energy, biotech, and of course the ICT. In the ICT sector, we have 3 subsectors. The first sector is digital infrastructure, and then the second subsector is the digital technologies. And the third sector is the digital content, where we cover gaming, esports, and so on. So in this presentation, I will be covering key aspects of why it is an attractive proposition to invest in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is highly attractive to 3 main reasons. Firstly, the kingdom is a global and a regional economic powerhouse, being the largest and one of the fastest growing in the region. Secondly, the ICT sector is growing rapidly, presenting highly attractive investment opportunities. Third reason is the incentives throughout their investment journey. The kingdom is accelerating in terms of global competitiveness, ranked 19th in the largest economy in the world, with an annual GDP growth of 6%. In addition, the investment environment is highly attractive, where license increased by more than 95% in 2023 compared to 2022. Significant progress has been made across the various ambitious Vision 2030 targets, positioning the kingdom as a regional leader and a key player in the global arena. If you could see on the top left side, the target to 2030 was 265 billion. Last year in 2023, we reached 122 billion US dollars. The unemployment rate in 2016 was 11%, and the vision target in 2030 was 7%. Last year, we achieved the target and we reached 4.9%. According to women participation in work, in 2016, the percentage was 22%, and the target in 2030 was 30%. Last year, we exceeded the target and we reached 36%. The ICT sector broadly has two main components. The first one is digital infrastructure, where it's related to connectivity, as well as the technology side, which includes traditional existing emerging technologies such as big data and AI. The ICT sector is a key term of unlocking of true value of digital economy with various use cases across multiple sectors, such as healthcare, education, logistics, and many more. The Kingdom had a strong focus in terms of investing in creating the right enabling ecosystem for the ICT sector. From connectivity infrastructure perspective, the Kingdom has reached internet penetration rate 99%, as well having one of the fastest 5G speed in the world. In addition, there is thriving technology ecosystem, being the first in MENA region in terms of ICT market growth, as the second among the G20 nations in terms of ICT development. Finally, local digital content is accelerating with an emerging existing sector such as emerging gaming and digital video. The Kingdom ICT sector is valued approximately 44 billion in 2023, and it's expected to reach over 70 billion in 2030. The growth is mainly driven by the technology subsector, which is expected to represent more than 60% of the overall ICT sector in 2030. Moreover, the Kingdom has the right enablers and for the growth of the coming years. There are 5 factors that will lead the Kingdom to reach its ambitious targets for 2030. First, the Kingdom has a strategic location and a major advantage of the ICT investment. Secondly, that there is a high demand for digital product services throughout the large young tech-savvy population. Third is the government is investing heavily in digital transformation, giving a rise of various investment opportunities. For the emerging technologies such as big data and AI are growing rapidly with increased adoption and usage across the Kingdom. And finally, the Kingdom has a strong and reliable digital infrastructure, for example, leading 5G technology, setting the right foundation for the sector growth. With this in mind, the Kingdom has already set various ambitious targets to become the global ICT hub within the ICT ecosystem by 2030. There are various pillars within the Kingdom enabling the infrastructure will help future-proof the ICT sector in the Kingdom. I don't know if you have heard, there has been a couple of announcements early this year in LEAP, where Microsoft and AWS announced their opening their data centers in the Kingdom. So we have around 50 attractive existing investment opportunities on Invest Saudi. Please go ahead and log into Invest Saudi, tap the opportunities tab, and you can view all opportunities across all sectors, and you can log into the ICT opportunities, where you can find over 50 opportunities that those opportunities has been developed by the ecosystem for the communication and information technology in the Kingdom, with the various committee members where we developed, and you can just log in and see the investment size, market in the Kingdom, the cost of doing business, enablers for each opportunity. So there are various incentives that are already available in the Kingdom for investors, can access ranging from tax exemptions to credits, and find incentives also for skill development and training programs. MISA is there to support all type of investors throughout their journey. You're talking about doing your business, going through getting a license and opening your offices and be operating in the kingdom. Once the company has been established in MISA, MISA also provides additional services where you can contact investor services when they take you through the investment journey. So MISA is available on these channels. Please go ahead and take your time to scan the barcodes. You can see the investor services manual. If you have any question, just tap the email over there and my colleagues will answer your inquiries. Log in please to Invest Saudi, explore the opportunities we have. And also you can find us on LinkedIn and X where you can see the latest news about either Saudi Arabia, investing in Saudi across multiple sectors or in ICT specifically. Thank you so much, and if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask.
My name is Teron Elvis. I am the owner of Anvis LLC, an exporting agency. Currently exporting a couple products, poultry and clean air technology to begin with. I'd like to share my testimony about the Momentum Group, Black and Global Business Network. I came into it not skeptical, but not sure if we would get what we were looking for. But in the first conversation we had with Melissa, with Case, Ralph, and Bang as well, I was certain that this was going to be a good program. However, I wasn't certain to the point that we are right now. We are at the point where we are very familiar with agencies, very familiar with, the U.S. agencies, very familiar with their processes and how to go about looking for things, asking for things such as resources, and getting these things done. I'm quite amazed with how we went through the program. It was smooth. Once a week, every Tuesday was our meeting, but the assignments that were given helped us prepare to where we are right now. I tell you this right now, if we didn't have this program, it would probably take me at least 2 to 3 years to get all this information, to get access to all these agencies, all these resources. It would probably take more, maybe even 5 years, but there has been a wealth of information that's been given, and we couldn't be more happier than to be in the program. You may look at the cost and think it's absurd. You may think it's steep, but it's well worth every single dollar. And I'm happy to say that. Money well spent, and it's a relationship you build. I'm all about relationships, and this is one that I believe we'll continue to use as we move forward in our journey, in our export journey. So I recommend them highly.
My name is Michael Mahabir, the Business Development Manager for Anvis LLC. Anvis LLC is focused on poultry and clean air technology exports to emerging markets. We're currently in the Black and Global Momentum Group, wrapping up this module in another couple of weeks. It's been an outstanding journey. The amount of information that was shared from the Black and Global team, Melissa, Case, Bing, Ralph. Their team effort was just outstanding. We learned a lot. We're going to apply it in our current setup, and we're looking to explore new opportunities based upon the information shared with Black and Global. It's definitely a great add to your business development, and I'm sure it will assist you in making those new contacts and opportunities real in export.
All right, all right. We're going to be bringing our hostess with the mostest, Melissa Muhammad, back. There she goes.
So, Dr. Lene, whenever I hear one of our companies talking about their experience, it just really warms my heart. And it's so what we're focused on. I'm grateful to Chair Lewis and how she is helping us and supporting us. And what Tehran said is so key. It is about relationships, and it is about getting in front of people that are going to open the doors. We can't make any promises, but I can tell you we're going to make sure you get every opportunity that you should be getting. So in this segment, Dr. Lene, I'm going to talk about our upcoming cohort. Okay. And so I want to talk with everyone about coming into the next cohort, what that entails, what those services are going to be. So if I may share my screen briefly, let me see if I can do that. Oh no, you can stay on with me. Let's see. Are you seeing my screen?
It's coming up slowly. There it is. It's up.
But I think that okay. So the upcoming cohort is going to be focused on the Middle East. And as you can see, the greatest group that has responded to us, hands down, is Saudi Arabia. Hands down. I mean, they have had more follow-up, more contact, more interest in working with us, followed by the UAE, followed by Qatar, and then the other smaller markets in Jordan and Oman. But what we're looking to work with is businesses that have a sales contract attitude, Dr. Lene. And what is really key for us is that you position yourself in 6 months to be able to hop on a plane. So the current cohort, as I said earlier, Andres was just calling me the other day about wanting our companies to be with him when they go to the Middle East. And now to be at the point where people are trying to tussle over our companies going into this market is just a wonderful position. And so the current cohort, one of the things we're going to be talking with them about as we wrap up is making their travel plans as they get ready to head out. And I've definitely included them in these contracts that we have been talking to the Saudi Arabian market about. But the difference between the previous cohort was they chose which markets they want to go into. So they might not necessarily be focused in this particular market. But wherever we go to make money, I'm just going to tell you, if it's an opportunity for a contract, we will be putting it in front of you. So, and that's for all of our previous cohorts, including the January 2024, the cohorts from last year, this year. If you are currently a Black and Global Momentum member and we see a contract opportunity for you, we are going to share that contract opportunity with you. So just be clear that we're everywhere we go, Dr. Lene, we have what we call an electronic brochure, and our companies are in that electronic brochure. So we're always able to showcase their talent, even if they're not physically in the room. They're in the room because we are in the room. And then next, these are 5 to 7 figure contract opportunities over the next 12 months. And we're going to be focusing on these 5 markets: Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Oman, Qatar, and UAE. And we have the access to capital up to $250,000 in funding. If you need more than that, then we're able to help you through XM, and we're also able to help you through the SBA. SBA goes up to $5 million, and XM, they can do billions of dollars in deals. So the program investment, we are international attorneys and CPAs, and that's why I said to Gabriella that what they do is free. What we do is not free. We are lawyers and CPAs. And so typically to retain an attorney like me will cost you $100,000. And that is someone with my level of experience, my level of background. To retain someone like Case is going to be six figures, right? Because she has moved large multinationals around the globe, and I've moved large multinationals around the globe. So typically it's going to cost you $100,000 just to retain us, to work for you as an individual company. And what we did, Dr. Lene, instead of pricing it by individual, we did it for as a group. So we're going to work with 20 companies, and the investment is going to be $9,997 or $10,000. And we are very confident that we are offering a fantastic program for the value for this level of investment. As I was listening to Teron talk, what he said was so true. You don't have to go through us. You can go up by yourself. There is no doubt that these services and working with the government, you can do this by yourself. But if you want to go fast and far, then if you go with us in Momentum, we can move you there. And that's what you want to do. We have a skip the line mindset, and we have, we have a very unapologetic mindset. And when confrontation comes this way, we nice, as long as you're nice to us, let me say it like that. But don't get into this business thinking that it's kumbaya. That's why I said that to Andres, because it is not kumbaya. It is, you're at the top of your game. So don't walk in trying to block us. And we're not going to smile and grin. We're going to say, this is what I do. This is what I deliver. This is who I've done it for. And so if you want to be steamrolled, we can do that. And unfortunately, we've had to do that, Dr. Lynette.
It be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it does happen sometimes because business, and I don't want you to be afraid of that. What I mean by that is sometimes our businesses are told no for no reason. And you can't tell us no. So this is what we're talking about with identifying the contract opportunities. So I want to be clear about how this process is going to work. So for those of you who want to reserve a seat, the investment is going to be $997, and Mary Ann is going to drop the link in the chat. And that investment will entitle you to reserve one of those 20 seats. We're going to do a company assessment to determine which contract fits you. And we're going to do that from November 13th to December 6th. And let me say, as you heard me say to every single speaker that I interviewed, we prepare you to be global ready before you get to these agencies, because these agencies will not hold your hand, but we will. And these agencies are not going to make sure that you structure in properly and that you get your money out. But that is where we come in. So let's be clear that most people who are doing international business, they have a team that works with them. And that's what we're here to do. So we're here to make it easier for you, to get rid of the headaches for you, to the frustration of the paperwork, to unload that for you. We give you a virtual assistant. Ralph actually is the person who will be your global virtual assistant that will be working with your business to help you do the paperwork, to help you set up all of the meetings, to help you do the follow-up. And Andres, Dr. Lene, he's like, okay, Melissa, I'm doing the follow-up for all of your businesses. My division, I set up a division. And so if your businesses come with me, because what will happen is Andres has a reputation. And let me say this, because we train you and put our reputation behind you, he will put his reputation behind us, and therefore his reputation will be behind you. This is how relationships work in business. And it's the same with Eric Henderson. And because of the reputation, this is what Sylvia was telling you in her testimonial. It's relationship driven. And so you have to understand that if you're going to try to go this alone, you definitely can do that. But when Tehran said 3 to 5 years, that's very true. So we're going to do the company assessment, and then it'll be 2 steps at that point. So if we're going to review the list of contracts with you in advance, you will see the list of contracts and what the opportunities are. And if you decide to move forward with the contract, then you will pay the balance of the $9,000 to enter the Momentum Global Export Program. And this is going to be skipping the line. If you do not want to accept the contract, then you can continue in the process in our Trade Opportunity Portal, and you'll see the list of contracts that will be available, and you can enter into our do-it-yourself program where you do our videos and our training, and you can attend with us 3 times a year to B2B matchmaking sessions in 2025. So if you go the do-it-yourself, the DIY route, you still will have the same opportunities. It's going to take you a lot longer. You'll have a much bigger headache. But I'm so confident in this investment of $10,000. I'm so confident in what we can help you deliver if you choose to work with us. We've shown you many businesses that have made that decision, and I'm overly joyed by the level of service that our team has done. I think we have an amazing team, and they work very hard to make sure that our businesses are positioned for global contracts and global sales. And then my job is I form relationships with people at the national level. So I'm going to conferences. I am meeting with the Chair Lewises and all of the different individuals that are in these positions so that I can open doors, so that when we call, they respond, which is why, I'm grateful that they come to the summit to join us. So here's what we're looking for. We're looking for 20 businesses. And even if you're on the fence and you're unsure and you don't know, this is why we put people in front of you that said, just take the risk. You don't have to know all the answers. We got that part covered. If you're uncertain, just take the leap, and then we will go through the assessment with you and tell you what's the best route to go. So with that, what we're going to do is, Dr. Lene, I want everybody to look at how they're thinking, because we're going to transition into the next part of the meeting. There are 2 things that are going to happen. And then in the segment in the afternoon, Ask Melissa, you can ask me about this program. You can ask me questions. You can get any uncertainty or lack of clarity that you may have. I want you, we're hyper transparent on this end, and you're welcome to talk and ask me questions when we get to the Ask Melissa segment in the afternoon. But as you transition your mind and your thinking, I'm asking you just to be in a position where all of these people that you hear and you see that you over the past 2 days, if not, why not you? Why not you? There's nothing different about the name of Apple and your product and service. It's only that he knew somebody. That's all it is. Don't let these people fool you into, oh, I'm such a brilliant genius, and you got KPMG and PwC, and they're operating worldwide. Why not you? Why not you? You're just as smart, just as talented, just as ambitious. You might not have the support that you need, but that does not mean you don't have the talent. So we're going to go to a market where we know people are looking to do business with us and open those doors. So I'm looking for some great companies to be joining us, Dr. Lene, and reserving their seats. So with that, as we get ready to transition into the next 2 parts of the program, we are going to be headed to lunch, but we're going to be doing something a little bit different. One of the things, 2 things, if you notice on the schedule, we have the roundtable discussions that are happening at lunch. And then in the afternoon, we're going to have a fireside B2B chat with young people. And we're going to be having about 10 to 12 young people from different places around the world. And then in the afternoon, we're going to have the B2B Smart Matchmaking session. And then we're going to have the Ask Melissa session. So at the upcoming roundtable discussion, you're going to be going to two tables. It's going to be the education table and the tech table. So that's going to be education. And at those two tables, you're going to be meeting with Black and Global, the Black and Global team, because we want to collect some feedback from you. And the feedback that we want to collect is, one, about your experience here at the summit. And then two, we're going to ask you about some questions about your product, your services, and what it is that you're doing, or any lack of clarity that you may need, because we really want to get your feedback. We think we know the answer, but we want you to tell us what the answer is. So, and then secondly, for the fireside chat, so we're going to be talking with young people. It was supposed to be from 9, Dr. Lene. It was supposed to be from 9, but the 7-year-old.
Oh, not the 7.
The 7-year-old was telling me her business plan. I was like, okay. And I need to be on this too, because, you know, my business, 7, a whole experience unto herself.
I love it.
So from different countries, we're going to have them to come on, and we're just going to have a fireside chat about who they are, what they do, what they think about business. But they're interested to meet the attendees here. They're interested to come on and meet with you and get your information and hear from you about being an entrepreneur. So in the B2B matchmaking session this afternoon, what we're going to do is have you as entrepreneurs to meet with them, to talk to the young people, because the young people were like, can we ask the business owners questions? Can we pick their mind, pick their brain? You know, we don't get a chance to talk with business owners. And, you know, that never hit me. I never thought, oh, wow, you know, I guess that's really true. You would not get a chance to really talk, even if you work for one. So Miracle came up with a fantastic idea, which was we're going to have young people to do the fireside chat, and then we're going to have them to do the smart matchmaking with the attendees and be able to ask you all questions. So with that, it is now 12:19, Dr. Lene, and what we're going to do is close out this session. And if everyone would head over to grab something if you want to eat, and head over to the round table. That's the ed table and the tech table. Now, I messed up the schedule earlier, Dr. Lene. So let me ask the Black and Global team. Bing, what time do you want us to be back for the segment with the youth?
With the youth, let me double check real quick.
We can use lunch to get back on time and come back at 1.
Come back at 1? Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because they're all signing in from different places in the world. So we want to make sure that we give them that time. Okay, so then Bing will be back at 1 o'clock?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right, everybody. So we're going to end this session, team, and we'll be back at 1 o'clock to talk with our future. Thanks a lot, everybody.
See you at the round table.
All right.